This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on? Who's next? Who's going to be timed out next? Who's next, man? I tell you, we had good old true crime nut acting like a nut, so they got timed out. Who's next? All right. Ooh, ooh, pick me. Ooh, ooh. Wow, Tosh, thank you so much. Hey, by the way, who sent me the like the Wisconsin bakery, like OH or something, or who sent that? It never said in the box or anything. Who sent that? I need an answer. What are gonger snaps? Or ginger snaps? Ginger snaps. Well, what are ginger snaps? I mean, like little things? Because these are like rolls, you know, like ginger snaps. Ginger snaps. Yeah, isn't that crazy? There's a whole bunch of Reddit threads out there. They're freaking idiots. People on Reddit are dumb people. Yeah, that's the thing. Very few people with brains on there. It's weird. They're on Reddit because the regular society has cast them out as outcasts. So they're on Reddit where just about anything goes, and even dumb people have a voice. All right, let's see. Yeah, does anybody know who sent the rolls from Wisconsin? They came from the company, it looked like. Nobody? I mean, does anybody know anybody from Wisconsin that's even in the groups? Or in here? Don't know, Ivan. Maybe you're not signed in correctly. Thank you, Cheryl Bullock. Hey, how about right at the beginning of the show tonight, we send some money into Texas EquuSearch? What do you think? You know what I'm saying? It's been a while for them. All right, here we go. Here we go, everybody. This is one of the mid-month. Probably do another one pretty soon too. Here we go. And this is the thing. If you guys like to help out my channel, it helps support my channel, and it allows me to from the income donate money during the month. Because I try to donate over 50%. I don't have to do it, but that's what I do. And you guys are always so generous supporting the channel that I feel like giving back a lot of it. All right, so let's see. Here we go. Texas EquuSearch. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Wow, I remembered this time before somebody had to say something. It was watching, huh? What? If you aren't a member, you say unalive. Yeah. You are unalive to me. All right, here we go. Boom chakalaka! Ah, $1,000. All right, let's see. Well, I have to sign in, so hold on a second. I don't know how that's going to work. Yep, got to sign in. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And donate now. Okay, there's the first little window. Thanks for donating $1,000 to Texas EquuSearch. All right, then we're going to move over to the Gmail. Nothing yet, nothing yet, nothing yet, nothing yet. I guess we'll have to wait. Sometimes it doesn't pop in there right away. When it does, we'll see it. But anyways, this is the website that was just on. Oh, there it is right there. It came in. Service, PayPal, right there. You donated $1,000 to Texas EquuSearch. All right. So that's an absolute, there it is right on the screen. December 14th, 2022. All right. Thank you. So now we move over to our main screen over here and we make this $118,000 since January 2020. This year we are at $53,750. Our goal was 50 at the beginning of the year. And then we've got to change the little rolling numbers here. So we've got Texas EquuSearch is now 8,030, which makes them, now they're ahead of Rain by, I don't know, $100 or something. Sweet. There you go, everybody. So if you guys like to help out the channel, that would be absolutely awesome. We try to raise funds every single night, and that allows us to do that and allows me to make an income on here and you know, keep doing the shows. Yeah, so we are now, this year so far, Special Ops is $1,610, Rain is $7,931, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is $6,665, in the backlog $500, Abby and Libby Ballpark $2,500, NCVC, which is sort of like NCMEC, $500, our DNA fund is $23,000, the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women $1,000, Black and Missing $1,000, and Texas EquuSearch $8,030, Innocence Project $1,525, Wounded Blue Fund $500. So, you know, regardless of whatever we're doing here, we are making a difference, okay, no matter what. So very cool, very cool. Thank you. Dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. I'll put you in there. And soybean. And Cali Gal 3. Thank you. And also Trish Atwell. Very kind. Thank you. All of you, thank you very much for your support there. And for some reason we already got calls. I don't know why we would even have calls at this point. Let me see what the numbers are. What would the calls be about this early? I don't really get it. Hey, thanks Carolina T. Haven't even said a word yet on the show, and yet we've got people waiting to call in. All right, we've got. Let me read the updates for Lillian. You guys ready? And thanks, Bridget Balbin. Hold on. For some reason, this music keeps pausing, even though. There you go. Okay, so shit. She said, Nancy said, she started to come out of anesthesia at around 2, and by 4, she was her talkative self. Since then, she's eaten, and they've gotten her up walking a bit. She will go to physical therapy class in the morning, where they tell her the dozen donuts in what she has to do. I don't know what that means. And then begin outpatient physical therapy on Friday. She was experiencing pain, and the tramadol didn't work, so they're giving her lower dose oxy, which is what I had to do to go on, but it won't be for any length of time, period. Then I said, can I read this? And she said, absolutely. Do you know, a half hour, 1/2 an hour after she was awake and still not with it, she was asking for her tablet and wanting to watch your show. I told her that was not going to happen. She would have to wait till she came home. And I said, oh, come on, let her call in. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you to... Oh, wait, hold on. Ivan Victor, Zach Thornhill, and True Crime Nut, the recently timed out True Crime Nut. Thank you. What did I do? Instigator. Yeah. Well, is it Daryl Montgomery's birthday? Man, I got a lot of stuff I got to be doing here. Anyways, the next one was, I thought about it, but they're switching her payments now, and she's having a little bit of trouble with the phone in her room. I wonder if that's pain medicine or something instead of payment. Oh, wait, I don't know. So, what she be like calling in way she is right now, but I know she can hardly wait to get home and settled and get back to her routine tomorrow. Thank you for all you do. Great, not just for the crime community, but for my girl. With her family all gone, there is that sense of belonging that's missing, and you and your group give her that period, as well as Trish and Trisha Griffith from Web Sleuth and her group. Often she toggles between both of you, or I don't know, something like you or 92 were one night. I don't know what that means. It really just depends on the content, but she just lights up. She just lights up Gray when she's watching your show and talking, and when she gets you laughing, her smiling, that makes her day. How cool is that, huh? Jeez. Yeah. Well, that's why you do the shows, right? And see, some people don't go, good, Gray is so mean. You know, it just is what it is, right? All right. So anyways, it must be Daryl Montgomery's birthday. We're going to have to get good old Mary Lou on to sing happy birthday.
I have to sing again, Ray?
Yes, you've got to sing happy birthday again. It's for Daryl Montgomery, okay?
Oh, Daryl. Yeah, I like Daryl. I'll sing happy birthday for him.
Well, how come you didn't say that for everybody else? I think it makes them feel bad that you didn't say you like, so-and-so and so-and-so when it was their birthday, and now you're saying how much you like him, but not all those other ones that you sang for.
Gosh, Gray, you sound like one of those people when you say, hey, you look nice today. And then they say, today, what do you mean today?
That's exactly what I'm sounding like. That's exactly what that's even what I mean, Mary Lou.
Okay, great. But let me sing the song, okay?
Okay, Mary Lou, you get right on that one, okay? All right, here we go.
Happy birthday to... Hey, what was the guy's name again, Gray? Gray, what was his name again? Was it Daryl Montgomery?
Yes, it was Daryl Montgomery, you fool.
What do you mean, fool? What do you mean you're a fool? What the hell are you talking about?
Just sing the damn thing, okay?
Happy birthday to Daryl Montgomery. Happy birthday to Daryl Montgomery. Happy birthday to Daryl Montgomery. Happy birthday to you.
And many more. Man, Mary Lou, what happened?
Yeah, what happened there, Mary Lou? It sounded like you quit smoking the low-cal cigarettes.
That's right, Gray. I just tried the regular menthol this time, and it really got me. I just didn't like the way the gluten-free cigarettes tasted.
The gluten-free, huh? Well, next time, try the ones with Retsin, all right? The low-cal cigarettes with Retsin. They give you a nice little kick, and it makes it seem like you're smoking the just regular cigarettes, okay?
All right, I'll get on that. Okay, thanks, everybody. Bye.
Well, anyways, thanks for singing Happy Birthday. Good stuff. Isn't that weird, Beans20? That Mary Lou was smoking gluten-free cigarettes? Isn't that wild, Beans20? Although I think your good grief had nothing to do with what Mary Lou was saying. I think you were like, how dare you not talk about what I want you to talk about when I'm here? I just want you to get to the topic, Gray. Gee, I check in with your show and we... Okay, well, you know what? I do my show at the timing that I feel like doing it. It's weird, you know? It's weird how that works. When it's actually your show, you just kind of do what you want. And if you don't like it, you know, you don't have to be here. You get what I'm saying? All right. No, Gray, I was actually talking about Mary Lou. Yeah, I was talking about Mary Lou. Anyways, we've got the happy birthday, Daryl, by the way. They do have. I just wanted to show you some couple things in the Idaho case. Apparently, they're looking at this liquor store right here. So let me look at it for a second here. Just a second. Yeah. So right here it says, this liquor store in Moscow, Idaho turned over surveillance video to police within the last week. There are cameras inside and outside the building. Not sure what was on video, but I'm told law enforcement has everything. Okay. That was a Brian Hinton. And that's this liquor store right here. Although you wouldn't know it if you were just to look at this image right here. Okay. That happened to be my unfortunate first attempt on it, and then I thought, well, let me backtrack. Let me look at that again. So you look at that right there. It even has steps and everything, and the parking is different and everything. So I was like, I don't know. And then I came back, and then I clicked on this, and oh, they're doing construction there. Now we've got the steps, and now we can see that definitely is the same building. It just isn't completed yet, but see that this little square up in there with the liquor store on it? Well, that's where they put liquor store, and then boom, 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 boom. We just aren't going to be able to see where the cameras are outside because this is, it's not built yet. I mean, it looks like they maybe already have shopping going on, but they're not quite done. You can sort of just tell by the way it looks like. Almost like they just put the cement in there. But you can see inside, I mean, Jim Beam, there's an open sign that's maybe not open that day. Yeah, okay, so that store is located right there, and, you know, just for context, the house is where the victims were murdered is right here. So that's right there, and that Exxon is right here, so kind of, you know, not really, like you go Highway 95, and then you go left on 8 there, and then you would get onto that. Somebody had a pretty good point on, they were messaging me on email about this location here. And so there's the camera would be right there facing like that. The only problem is the car was heading east, or west, excuse me, that way. But the person actually went down this road right here. And you know, this could be the side road. We don't know actually what road. She didn't say it was driving down 8 and turned on a side road. Okay. She could have meant that it was on this street right here and then turned down a side road. But apparently he was looking at that car right there, which, you know, is pretty interesting. Except the car was heading the wrong direction in that picture. It wasn't going, it was heading west in the picture, if you guys remember right. Yeah, see that? But anyways, that car right there, I guess, is a Hyundai something or other, different type. And that is kind of weird that a similar looking car is right there. And he was even sent me a picture where it showed the surveillance camera right there. So, you know, the only problem is the image of the car driving is going this way. I mean, it's either the person was coming home and parked there, but if it's going this way at 3:45, that might even be where the hell the you know, the person lives, for God's sakes. Who's driving around at 3:45 a.m. on I think it's a Saturday morning, right? Is that right? Let me just make sure. No, it's Sunday morning. Okay, so that's it was Saturday night into Sunday morning. So that's pretty crazy, right? Like, what are you doing driving around on a Sunday morning that late? I don't think so. Not 3:45. And now there's all these people are going after the frat. You know, like we thought early in one of the early shows, I thought, wow, that frat's right there. Maybe it has something to do with that. But you know, they sort of took us off of that. And you know, but then that thing recently with Zaina and Ethan's timeline, and they still don't have that. It makes you really wonder about what was going on at the fraternity. How come they can't just dial that sucker right in? Oh yeah, we saw him down here. We were right here. We were right there. And then I was talking to him at this time and this time. I mean, why isn't that really simple with a party going on like that? People know who they were talking to. Yeah. All right, let me get one of these. Hello, 715. Hello. Hello, anybody there? Hello, who's this? Yeah, I can hear you. I was just wondering what you had to talk about that early in the show when I hadn't even started yet. What do you got? Okay, well, what is it?
One thing that struck me is the town of Moscow is approximately 23 to 25,000. Yes, and so relatively small city. But the type of vehicle, what strikes me is we all sort of agree that it's either somebody who knows them or a student or something to that effect. And while I agree with you that the person who belongs to that white car is more than just a a witness or a passerby, as you say. But what strikes me is that nobody in the town seems to be able to identify the vehicle either. That strikes me as strange because a town that size, while the person who is involved may not want to come forward, it strikes me as strange.
Well, you're not, but I mean, there might have been a lot of calls saying, "Oh, I know where there's an Elantra," and they've talked, had a lot of Elantras turned in. You know, we don't know.
It's you know what I mean? Like, it seems like a strange thing for the community to not be able to offer up, because even if I agree with you that the person of the car is more than just a person of interest. I believe they are most definitely suspect. But it just strikes me as strange that in a town that small, especially college community, everybody close, but nobody was able to sort of pinpoint, oh, I know so-and-so, they have that car. I don't know, that just strikes me as strange.
Yeah, I mean, they probably have said so-and-so has this car. They just haven't found the right so-and-so with the car. So, anyways,
okay.
Yeah. All right, well, cool. Well, I guess we'll just see. I mean, you know, those are pretty common cars. It's sort of like, and people don't really remember them very often. It's just sort of like a car, you know, it doesn't really, you know, it's not like.
But you know what I mean? Like on campus, like even if on campus, you would think like, oh, hey, so-and-so has that car. I've seen that car. Like, it's not a big, 20,000 is not big, especially if we agree it's somebody related to the university somehow, which I think pretty much is sort of a consensus, but I don't know. It just seems like a strange occurrence. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Yeah, I was just hadn't even started the show yet, and two people called in. Hey, Gavin, why don't you go watch some other show? Okay, you sound like an absolute rodeo clown. As a matter of fact, your account was created today, and so you're a troll. Bye-bye. Have a good one. I knew it. I knew that was one of those. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to get this last one sitting here, and I'm not going to answer one more call until I go through my Delphi stuff. All right. Hello, 818. Hello. What do you got? Well, yeah. Well, I haven't even got to the Delphi yet because you got these calls. So what do you wanted to say? What did you want to say? Well, I was just doing a couple updates with surveillance cameras, and then I answered the two calls. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll just get back to. Let me just get to what I was going to be doing. All right. I don't know what you're going to say, or I mean, what do you want? Is it something really quick? A quick thought? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. All right. Yeah. Huh? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What do you have, Cheshire? You don't make any sense. All right. Anyways, I'm moving to a different topic now. Okay. Unfortunately, I had the phone lines open and it distracted from what I was doing. Alright, so I'm not sure how long this will take or whatever, but there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to play to you guys, show you. So there's a lot of new people here, and they don't realize that we've had the information about he's got a gun for 5 years. It's not new information, but it's new to people who really just sort of casually covered the Delphi case just when it was popular for views and subs, but really didn't give two shits about the case during the 5 years. Okay, so those are the people that it's, oh, wow, ooh, 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 you know, those kind? Yeah. Oh, I did want to say one thing. Those remains that were found a while back were Lauren Thompson. Remember that crazy case, Lauren Thompson? Look at this is the quintessential stoned. There it is. Lauren Elizabeth Thompson right there. Watch. And maybe her car broke down or something, and then she wandered off. She went fishing with somebody. I mean, there's just that whole case seemed crazy. But watch this, everybody. Some Google Earth driver drove down this road right here, and you'd almost have to be stoned out of your mind to even think of going down. Look at this road. So this is the road that car went down. Is that about the creepiest Google Earth road you've ever seen? I mean, look at this thing. So it goes down there, and at some point, near the end, it just goes, yeah, I think I'm going to get the hell out of here, okay? But anyways, her car was found right at the end of this thing by a barrier, and then her phone kind of pings and pings way out in the woods, and then her body was found in July, and apparently it was just identified, I don't know why it took so long, but using dental records, which seems like that would have taken like no time whatsoever. But apparently her car was found right around in this area. But this is about when the Google Earth guy goes, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn around. And he went right back in to the abyss. I mean, look at this thing. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of cool looking, but it's creepy as hell. You know, this is, when you're right in the middle of this, you can't hardly see the sky because it's a tunnel. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I just thought I'd throw that little update there. And so what I thought we would do is, I don't know, like, I want to see, if you look at the probable cause document for Richard Allen, and then we look at the Ron Logan document and see what the discrepancies are there. Does that make any sense? Because they have time frames in both of them. So we already kind of been working over the Richard Allen probable cause document for a while. So we probably have the time frame down pretty well here. And so what we're going to do is go over the Ron Logan document and then fit those pieces of information in. All right. And so let me pull out the not that one. Come on. Jesus. There we go. Yeah, I'll just leave that on. There we go. So there's the probable cause time frames here. And I guess what we could say is, we know the video was at 2:13 over in this area. I'm just going to put, 2:30 here for just sort of a outside, that's as long as it would take to get there. So we'll put 2:30 p.m. BG, Abby, and Libby at the crime scene. All right? So we'll just add that to the God, what in the hell's going on here? It's going to take a second to kick in here. It always does this weird delay action now. If you try to cut something and paste it, it just sort of freezes for a while, then it makes its way back to working. There. Yep, right there. And then 3:57 He's walking over there. Okay. So here's the Logan document. We'll just go over that again now. On February 13, 2017, approximately 1 p.m., juvenile victims hereafter. So this is before they've dialed everything in. It's way after that. It's 149 now. Located in Delphi, Indiana, Liberty German and Abigail Williams were walking the trail in the area of County Road 300 North and 575 West, near latitude 440, 35, 21.4 and longitude 86, 38, 23.3. And that's kind of about right here. It doesn't seem to match where the crime scene is. And that was at approximately 2:13 p.m. So they were near that crime scene at approximately 2:13 p.m., which was the time of the last contact with Liberty German and Abigail Williams by cellular device. The victims were to be picked up by a family member at 3 p.m., and the victims never met with the family members. But it was really, there wasn't a set time. It was an hour and a half to 2 hours, which would have made it 3 to 3:30, something like that. And he got there right in the middle, Derek did it, at 3:14. All right, so 2:13, which was the time of the last contact with Liberty German and Abigail Williams by cellular device. And that was the video of the killer on the bridge. The victims were to be picked up by the family member at 3 p.m., and the victims never met with the family member. Approximately 5:30 p.m. was the last successful ping of the cellular phone by AT&T. The victims, Liberty German and Abigail Williams, were located deceased on February 14th at 12:17 p.m. at the above listed latitude and longitude, having been the victim of murder in accordance with Indiana Code 3542-1-1. I think that's not the 2, right? That's the actual. Okay. A suspect has been developed by a white male wearing a blue jacket with a heavy physical build, wearing a cap and blue jeans. The development of this suspect was made by a 43-year-old video, a 43-second video taken on Liberty German's phone, where the suspect follows the victim as they were walking on the Monon High Bridge. Hold on a second. Thanks. When will it be? Yeah, here we go. So let's do the 43 seconds. See, 43 seconds is a long time, right? So it's 43 seconds. Near the end of the video, the suspect speaks to the victim saying down the hill. Okay, so when we see him, they say down the hill at the end. It only takes like 13 seconds or so to walk from where he was seen, then it says down the hill. So we're going to say like with 15 seconds to go, that is when we start seeing, we get to see the killer on the bridge. I'm sure he's even back further, but it's not clear than what they got. So here we go. This is how long this is. Here we go. So this guy's walking. And he's walking, the camera's filming, they're doing things. Talking, hey, whoa, what's going on? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Yeah. What the hell's going on here? He's coming right at us. down the hill, and that was 43 seconds. It's kind of a long time. You know, it's not like it's some dinky, small little amount of time. That's a long time. You know, so right when, so there's a lot of stuff going on before, then the person, God, look at what's going on with my head on this one. What happened? I think I hit something on that. Are you guys looking at the top of my head? It's awesome. Yeah. All right. So near the end of the video, and thanks Gwendolyn B up there. Appreciate it. Let me add you to the spin information. And if you missed it at the beginning of the show, we gave $1,000 to Texas EquuSearch. All right. And they're over 8,000 for the year. So the development of this suspect was made by a 43-second video taken on Liberty German's phone where the suspect follows the victims as they're walking on the Monon High Bridge Trail. Near the end of the video, the suspect speaks to the victims saying, "Down the hill." It sounds as though he's directing the victims to leave the trail they were on and enter the wooded area below. No person has come forward and identified himself as the person who met the victims. Well, that's not true, is it? Well, I mean, he didn't say he met the victims, but Richard Allen said he was there. No person has come forward and identified himself as the person who met the victims and made the statement in Liberty German's video. Therefore, it is believed that person in Liberty German's video participated in the killings. Right. But wouldn't it also be, couldn't you also say the same thing? That Richard Allen, by not coming forward when they said, "Hey, everybody, there's a car parked at the abandoned CPS building that day," and he knows that he had already told him that, but I guess he doesn't need to come forward again since he knows that he said that before and he's ever brought up, he goes, "I told you guys that a long time ago. Why would I come forward again?" Right. Except, here's the thing. You knew that they didn't have the information that you gave them 2 years before 2019 because they're asking for the driver of the vehicle or want to know who the driver was. Well, you knew who the driver was, Richard Allen. You are the one that knew who the driver was. You should have came forward and said, "Hey, yeah, that was me. I told you guys that a couple of years ago. That was me, though." But he didn't do that. I thought he was so helpful. He's the most helpful person in the world that's being convicted. You know what, you guys? I feel bad for Richard Allen now. I think he's a great person who's just been absolutely wrongfully targeted. I'm kidding. It's sarcasm, okay? Yeah. No person has come forward and identified himself as the person who met the victims and made the statement in Liberty German's video. Therefore, it is believed that person is in Liberty German's video participated in the killings. Images of the suspect, and did I say thank you to Barbara Mooney and One Sly Angel? Thank you. Liberty German and Abby are presumed to have made contact with the unknown male at approximately 2:13 p.m. They may have actually contacted the person prior because based on the probable cause, they would have had to walk right by the person. Based on analysis, I'm not sure what they crossed out. It's kind of weird. There's like based upon, there you go. Analysis of Liberty German's cell phone, which recorded the video. On February 14, 2017, at approximately 12:17 p.m., victims Liberty German and Abigail Williams were found dead with wounds caused by a sharp weapon on the property owned by Ron Logan. A large amount of blood was something like don't I have the non-redacted version of this somewhere? A large amount of blood was... I almost think it should say found by... what is this thing? Can I remove these things? Yeah. A large amount of blood was... What do you guys think that says? My brain isn't able to figure it out. Lost. Oh, there you go. There you go. Thanks, Colleen. Daily Page. Thank you. All right. A large amount of blood was lost, there you go, by the victims at the crime scene. Because of the nature of the victim's wounds, it's nearly certain the perpetrator of the crime would have gotten blood on his person or clothing. The location of the crime scene is approximately 1,400 feet from Logan's residence. Thank you very much, Kit Kat. 36 months, man. What is that, 3 years? Wow, I can do math. All right, so if you look at the map here, Ron Logan's house is right here. Actually, I think it's this one. Not sure who this is here. Well, no, I think it's this house right here. There, that's Ron Logan right here. Yeah, there you go. So that's Ron Logan's house right here. And here's the property where the girls were found on. Okay, so keep that in mind when we talk about ping information and, you know, this article that the Dailymail put out. Just a bastion of great reporting. You know, it's just unbelievable. Yep. Is Jen H in here right now, or? Thank you, Jody H. Logan is a 77-year-old male. Logan's physical build is consistent with, right? You know, it isn't, though. I mean, Logan's 6-something. That guy isn't 6 feet tall. And with that of the male suspect videoed on Liberty German on the Monon High by Liberty German on the Monon High Bridge. Logan owns farmland and cares for large farm animals. Logan appears to be in good physical condition. Logan has been interviewed several times. His voice is not inconsistent with that of the person on the video. Is that the worst thing you've ever heard in your life in terms of trying to say it sounds like somebody? Yeah, you know, I tell you what, man, his voice is not inconsistent with. Meaning, he doesn't sound like,
hey, you're down the hill.
Yeah, so, yeah, he doesn't sound like that, right? So that would be inconsistent with. Yeah, I mean, there would be no way to say that. But they're just come out and say, well, we don't know if it even sounds like him whatsoever, but it is not inconsistent with that of the person in the video. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's crappy. It was also discovered that, I think it says, undergarments and a sock of one of the victims was missing from the crime scene while the rest of their clothing was recovered. So the undergarment, it almost sounds like if the undergarment that they found in the river possibly isn't the one that they're talking about here. It could be that both their undergarments were removed. One of them was recovered in the water, and the other one is just missing. Because they do say on the scanner audio that they found undergarments in the water. Now, are those associated with the case? It seems likely, just given that it's downstream from the crime scene. Yes, everybody, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I know this isn't, we're not doing the Idaho case right this second, so Let's see, where are we at here? Yeah, it's amazing when you don't, like, every night when I cover the Idaho case, I'll get 100 new subs or something. And when I do Delphi, even though I've got a lot of people watching, it doesn't move. The needle just sits in the same spot the whole time. Why is that? Isn't that weird? Strangeness. Maybe even 200 sometimes. Yeah, really, why not, Sweet Pea? Jeez. Man, this case is, way more interesting than like 90% of the ones that people talk about over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, it was discovered that undergarments and socks of one of the victims was missing from the crime scene while the rest of their clothing was recovered. It also appeared the girls' bodies were moved and staged because they must have found where they were killed and maybe even bled out and then moved. Based upon my training and experience, it is common for perpetrators of this type of crime to take a souvenir or in some fashion memorialize the crime scene where the photos or electronic or digital methods that are then downloaded onto computers, storage devices, tablets, phone, iPad devices, or other electronic devices. So when you read that, it makes you, sounds a little bit more ominous, like somebody's actually, it's possible that they recorded what they did, especially in, these child pornography rings. And there is apparently, see, this is, keep in mind, this document we're going over right now is from 2017, and it led to nothing. All right? So you got to always keep that in your mind, that this is a 2017, in March even of 2017, document written by the FBI to sell to a judge that we want to check this guy's property. And it led to absolutely nothing. Okay? So later, there's been a lot of other people that have, Keegan Kline, who is a just an absolute child predator who created an online fake account called Anthony Shots and another one called Emily Ann. The Emily Ann account was used to sort of lure girls like their buddies and, hey, you should meet this one guy, and then Anthony Shots would be introduced. And then sometimes the Emily Ann account would try to get the younger girls that they were becoming friends with to groom them into maybe even meeting an older guy in their 40s. Okay, so that shows you that it wasn't going to be Keegan Kline that they were trying to get those girls to see. Keegan Kline's dad had access to those accounts and lived at the same house. So you got to keep that in mind. What was recorded? What are you talking about? Huh? Do they think it was recorded due to Keegan Kline's connection? I don't know what that means. Yeah, no idea what that means. That is all they had then, right? All they have right now is this right here. They had the video. The girls recorded the video because Libby was nervous and filmed the person just in case. And, the video turns out to be really significant later on. So this is back in 2017, and it led to absolutely nothing. That means they went to Ron Logan's property, they searched and found absolutely nothing tying him to the case, or he would have been arrested on that. I don't know. Hey, Tara, I use the words that I feel like using, so don't say not this or not that, okay? You're incorrect, okay? Thank you. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators located unknown fibers and unidentified hairs, which may later be used for comparison of similar fibers or hairs. So they actually found hairs. See, that's interesting. When we look at this now, you see that they located unknown fibers and unidentified hairs. And then recently, when they were looking on Richard Allen's property, the guy that has just been arrested as being Bridge Guy, they may have, well, the article states that they found that. Oh, I don't know if they know that it's been videotaped, but I wouldn't be surprised if they think it was videotaped. Christy Quasi. What do you mean, Tracy Seamer? No idea what that means. Yeah. Must keep thoughts to myself. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, what Tara wrote up there made no sense at all. I mean, it was unbelievable. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense, Tara. I'm gonna have to put you on timeout here in a minute. You're just trying to type in weird shit. You know, nobody. I've said a million times that it's child pornography. They're underage girls. It's possible that they filmed even a snuff film at the scene, and that's why Keegan Kline and Tony Kline went to Las Vegas, and maybe they sold whatever that was to somebody there because they went there right afterwards and factory reset a Samsung phone. That's just my thoughts on it. It could be totally incorrect, but you're sort of like a new person that just randomly showed up. You don't seem to know what the hell we've talked about over and over again. Hey, thanks, 8675309. Yeah. Yeah. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators located unknown fibers and unidentified hairs. Logan owns numerous weapons, including handguns and knives. Okay, like most people do that live out there. That were observed by law enforcement officers during the execution of a search warrant that took place at his home on March 6, 2017. So this search warrant took place just 3 weeks after the murders. Logan's home was searched as a result of a probation violation. The search was limited to discovery of firearms and included only his main residence. So they really wanted to look into it a little bit deeper. Okay. On February 14, 2017, at approximately 9:20 a.m., Logan contacted his cousin. Let's just call him Jim. Logan asked Jim to tell the police that... I'm not sure why they... Okay. Logan asked Jim to tell the police that Jim came to Logan's home between 2 and 2:30 p.m. on February 13, 2017 to pick Logan up. So he said, hey, tell him it was 2 to 3. Okay, so now that we know that, well, no, was it 2 to 2:30? The girls got here at 2:30 right here. So if he said, tell me that you picked me up at 2 to 2:30. Let's see, what does that mean then? So that means he wants to. It seems like so he's having 2 to 2:30 means like when Richard Allen was standing right here. That's 1:52. 2:13 is the image on the bridge. And then they make it over by 2:30, and then Logan tells the friend, Jim, to say that he was over at his house between 2 and 2:30 on February 13, 2017 to pick Logan. Oh, no, he came to pick Logan up between 2 and 2:30. Logan further told Jim to say that Jim drove Logan to an aquarium store in Lafayette, Indiana. Logan told Jim to say they returned home to Logan's house between 5 and 5:30. So that's a long period of time there. On February 14, 2017, while requesting consent to search Logan's property, a law enforcement officer advised Logan that law enforcement officers would not search his home unless evidence led law enforcement officers to Logan's house. In that meeting, Logan told the law enforcement officer that he did not think evidence would lead them to that, but said he doesn't know. Oh, jeez. A receipt from Aquarium World in Lafayette, dated February 13, 2017, with a checkout time of 5:21, was found in Logan's home on March 6, 2017, during a probation violation search. Logan resides approximately 22 miles from the store. It would take approximately 30 minutes to get to the store from Logan's home. So that means they would have had to leave at like 4:50. On March 16, 2017, during an interview with law enforcement officers, Logan said he was picked up by Jim at around 3. So why did... this is what I try to get people to notice here. So he might have told Jim, 2:30, whatever. But then when he was interviewed again, he said, yeah, I told him to pick me up at around 3. Well, 3 o'clock is like an hour or a half hour after Richard Allen likely has the 2 girls across the creek where they ended up being killed. He was over there by 2:30. So at 3 o'clock, he's now saying that. The other one said, say that you pick me up between 2 and 2:30. I guess what really doesn't matter is what he said. It's, where are these pings that they have later? Oh, anyways, I've got this. You guys remember these? This is the emoji tumbler. Pretty sweet. I don't know what you're talking about, LMM. You get so riled up and confused. It's just... you seem like you're a Ron... My thing has always been, Ron Logan is not the guy on the bridge. Is he somehow connected in some other way, I've said? I don't know. I don't think so, but I know for certain he's not the guy on the bridge. He looks nothing like the guy on the bridge. But you got all these clowns that kept saying, oh, that's him. Look at, he's got the white mustache. Yeah, point out the white mustache in the bridge guy photo image and video. Okay? Anybody. He was probably just at his property. And he lied about it because he was taken to... he drove himself to the pet store, and he wasn't supposed to be driving. So he had to come up with an alibi. Well, it's hard to read sarcasm on just... that's why you said I think she's being sarcastic. I mean, you got to put like an LOL or some kind of a sarc mark on text. You guys can tell when I'm being sarcastic because I'm speaking. Did you just roll on the floor laughing, Ryan? Literally? Like if I had a camera on you, were you actually on the ground rolling around? Yeah, he just said that, LMN. I can't tell because sometimes you actually say stuff about Ron Logan. But maybe every time you're being sarcastic. I don't know. On March 7, 2017, I was interviewed by a law enforcement officer. Jim was interviewed. And Jim told law enforcement he was with Logan on Monday, February 13th, and that Jim drove Logan to the aquarium store in Lafayette on March 9th, 2017. Jim was interviewed by another law enforcement regarding the trip to the aquarium. Jim told the law enforcement officer that he had lied when he was interviewed by law enforcement on March 7, 2017 at Logan's request. Jim explained that Logan had never asked Jim to lie for him in the past. Jim knows that Logan has driven his vehicle while on probation, and was probation is prohibited from doing so. There you go. Jim also said that Logan did not ask him to lie for Logan when Logan drove to the transfer station. So that doesn't bother me a bit. And the reason is because a pet store and a receipt that he got would prove that he was there. So he needed an alibi for that. He needed to have somebody driving him there. The transfer station, which is actually a dump, he probably thought there's nothing there. You just throw your trash and drive away, right? But there was a camera there. He didn't know that. So he wouldn't have thought of making an excuse for that. Does that make sense to everybody? To me, it makes all the sense in the world that he didn't need to make an excuse for the transfer station because he didn't think there was no receipt for it. The other one does have one. On March 12, 2017, Jim explained in an interview to a law enforcement officer that Logan called him on the morning of February 14th. So keep in mind the girls are found on February 14th around noon, and asked him to provide the alibi for Logan's drive to the aquarium in Lafayette. So that's when he called. This phone call was made prior to law enforcement discovery of Liberty German and Abigail Williams' deceased bodies. Yeah, except he already knew that they were missing and that law enforcement was likely to come check, ask him questions because the girls had gone missing in the area and they'd already been to his house, different people. But I guess he wouldn't have known at that time. I mean, a point on the other side would be he wouldn't have known at that time that the bodies would be found on his property and wouldn't necessarily need an alibi, except there was just so many people searching the first night. And he never complained at all. Like when people wanted to search on there, he'd let everybody search, do what they needed to do. You would think he'd be more protective of the property, not knowing what might lead to his house, right? Logan did not ask... Okay, so law enforcement learned that Logan had driven on February 13th, 2017 to the transfer station in Delphi, Indiana to drop off trash. Video from the transfer station shows Logan driving his white Ford pickup between 11:27 and 11:32 a.m. Now people go, "Why? Ooh, what was he doing there?" Well, the girls didn't even get to the bridge till 1:49, so what difference does it make? The video from the transfer station appears to be off by 26 minutes, putting Logan at the transfer station at 11:53, so almost around noon. Okay, so around noon, that's about when those girls were, the three girls, I think. Let me look. Maybe that was. Let's see. I don't know if I even put those in there. But Richard Allen drove by right here at 1:27, and apparently he came from this direction. So he does go by Logan's house. So he would have driven like this up here, and then went this direction. I mean, the thing is, when you go over the whole thing, Logan's house is just situated right in the middle of everything. So it's easy to try to connect him to it, right? Like, wow, was Richard Allen at Logan's house prior? And then they got the information, then he drove over and parked here. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to just kind of make up stuff. But what I would just have you think about is, after law enforcement went to Logan's house, they found absolutely nothing connected to the case. Yeah. Sorry, every time I say Ron wasn't an angel does not mean he murdered those two beautiful lives. I know a whole lot more than most of you. Well, good for you, LMM. Yeah. Logan did not ask Jim to provide an alibi for his drive to the transfer station on February 13th. Logan only asked Jim to provide an alibi for a trip that would have occurred at the time of the apparent abduction of Liberty German and Abigail Williams. Well, they were, yeah, I mean, it is true that the 2 to 2:30 is almost exactly, the girls got there at 1:49, and what do I have it on here? And about 1:55, they would have passed the Sioux individual who had just seen Richard Allen standing on platform 1 here. Then Sue turns around, walks back, and then halfway back towards the parking area, Sue walking this way and Abby and Libby are going this way, leaving Richard Allen to be the only one there. And that's about 1:52. And then at 2:07, there's a photograph taken on the bridge of, from platform 3 back that way. And then so at that time, you know, this is the time frame where Ron Logan needs to make an alibi. So you got that photo at 2:07. The girls are likely here at 2:30, and then he also, that encompasses the time where the alibi is. So, I mean, you know, for those people, that makes it interesting for them. I guess what you might ask yourself is, why didn't Ron Logan make an alibi for later? Like, why not just say, you know, there's a receipt that shows him going to the fish store, right? Why wouldn't Ron Logan's alibi be for that time frame when he actually went there? Or was it that he just didn't remember very well? You know, because obviously there's a receipt. They're going to find that. So he's just throwing out a time. Like, just tell him this, right? Because when he was asked, he switched the time to 3 o'clock. So he didn't even remember. Like, oh yeah, 3 maybe? Yeah, you didn't understand what I said, Mark. So he got driven there at around 4 o'clock to the fish store. Why not just say that time for his alibi? Why did he put a time that was 2 to 3 in the middle of the day, right when the girls were on the bridge and then brought across the creek? So that is an interesting little piece there, except for me, it's sort of taken away when he later says, yeah, he drove me there at 3. You know, he might not just even remembered the actual time he went to the fish store. He didn't look at the receipt and go, oh yeah, I say that you picked me up at, he just thought, yeah, 2 to 3, I think it was something like that. You know, like 2 to 3 or 4 o'clock when, you know, I bet it was the day before though, so you would think you'd have a little bit better memory of it. Sue's the one that got there at 1:46, or it might have been 1:47. She was driving. She drove by right here at 1:46, and then parked her car and walked down the trail. She also drove underneath this overpass and saw, she said, 4 girls. And when she drove by, she saw a vehicle. I think when she was leaving, she saw a vehicle backed in against that building right there. But this camera here was a massive, important camera there. I mean, look at all the things that it picked up here. Kelsey drove away at 1:49. You know, there was a phone call made at 1:37. So did she just sit here and talk for a few minutes to her then boyfriend? Don't know. Richard Allen comes this direction at 1:27, or at least a vehicle similar to his, and matching what he said. He said he was there from 1:30 to 3:30. Hey, no problem, Lisa Murphy. So anyways, you know, I just got to look at it and just kind of, you know, okay. So he did make up an alibi right during the time that, you know, Richard Allen is basically standing right here and he gets the girls. Almost exactly the time frame where they would have encountered him. And then, but how would he know that? Like, how would Ron Logan actually know I guess what we can do is keep going through the document here. Let's see. On March 8, 2017, somebody else was interviewed about 7 or 8 years ago. Okay, that's the... I don't really give a shit about these incidents with other people, girls that he was with. It seems so just like you're putting it in there to discredit his character, thus make it more believable. You know, it has nothing to do with... Logan carried a gun everywhere he went. During her March 2008 interview, saw the photograph of a man on the... Oh, yeah, she says she saw the photograph of the man on the bridge and thought the police were looking for Logan because she thought the photograph was Logan. Oh, jeez. Logan's cell phone produced cell tower data that shows Logan's cell phone appears to be in the area on February 13th, 2017 at 2:09 p.m. Although his exact location cannot be confirmed, the tower data shows that Logan's cell phone was in the Delphi area, in the area of the Monon High Bridge Trail. Jeez. So, I mean, that is, you know, like, okay, the photograph was taken at 2:07 right here. Sue, the one that saw Richard Allen, leaves at 2:14. And when they say in... Okay, so... But here's the problem, you guys. When it says his phone pinged at 2:09. It pinged at 2:09, everybody. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Well, he lives here. I mean, look, so the... where is it? It's... the cell tower is right next to his house. That's a cell tower. Look. Can you see it? It's right next to his house. And so, let's say... I mean, I'm just going to randomly draw something on the screen here. I'll show you. Are you talking about on Google Earth? What are you talking about? Psychologist with no degree. What are you referring to? I need to know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're... Is it on Google Earth or what? What do you say? I'm going to do it. I'll go to your site. Let's see what it says. Now, is this the Giggle Beach thing? Isn't that... Man, where's Long Island? I think I don't know. I don't know what you're sending me. I'm going to go back to what I was doing. Yeah, I mean, so that is interesting. His phone pings, but let me draw something on here. So here's a cell tower, and the way cell towers work is like this. So I'll just put a pi on there. And then let's do... I'm not going to be able to do this perfectly, but... Okay, just pretend that was good. So on the cell towers, they have quadrants on them. Sometimes they have 2, 3, and 4. I'll just use 3 here. And when a phone pings, let's say Logan was right here and he made a phone call. Well, this quadrant right here is the one that would pick him up. So they're able to tell that, okay, his phone came from anywhere inside of this radius, not really radius, but this pi here. Like if I continue this on, like let's say I took this and I went like that, and then I went back and I started there again and went up to maybe something like that, like this. So there it is. And they might be able to be more specific inside of the pi the direction. But look at this. His house is right in between, like literally 100% in between. You couldn't have drawn. I mean, look how crazy this is. I'll just do the line here. So here is the cell tower, and here's the crime scene. I mean, I didn't even notice this till just now. I just happened to look at that. So let me ask you something. If Ron Logan is at his house, it's going to ping in the same exact line. And I don't know how they get, there must be a distant component to it as well. But look at that. You don't think that that's crazy? I mean, that sucker goes straight through his house. And then it goes to the crime scene. So, of course, it's going to look like that. All right, you guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. 1, 2, 3, hit subscribe. Also, hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button. 10, 20. Only 400 freaking likes with 1,400 people. Hit the like button. It's the easiest damn thing in the world to do. All right. I'm going to keep going. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50. Ooh, yeah. Only 521. Come on. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. 10, 20, 25, 30 is the easiest thing in the damn world. You just clicked on the damn thing to help out a channel who works really hard for all of you guys by hitting the like button. It's the easiest damn thing you've ever seen in your life. All right, there you go. It just shows you that like 900 of the people watching are trolls. All right, that was at 209, although this exact location cannot be confirmed. You see. The tower data shows that Logan's cell phone was in Delphi area, in the area of the Monon High Bridge Trail. An analysis of Logan's cell phone data revealed a text message sent from his phone at 7:56 p.m. on February 13th. So that means that's during the time people are searching. Initial exam of this analysis indicates Logan's phone was likely outside of his residence and in the proximity of where Liberty German and Abigail Williams' bodies were located. But again, how do they know? I mean, you just look at the image there. See? And people are looking at that time all over the place. There's hundreds, I don't know if hundreds, but dozens of people are swarming around the area looking for Abby and Libby because they have a photograph of them being on this bridge. And, likely he's out walking around. People are asking questions and he's letting people walk on the property. Makes sense. An analysis of Logan's cell phone data revealed a text message received at 10:16 p.m. on February 13, 2017. Initial exam of this analysis indicates Logan's phone was likely outside of his residence and in the proximity of where Liberty German... Okay, but see how stupid this is? Really? You're going to have people looking around for two girls, and you're going to go stand and go near the crime scene, which is down where people were walking on the other side of the river. It just doesn't make any sense, okay? I think, to me, it makes more sense that he's out and about on his property, and people are asking questions still. He's, doing whatever he, can or whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's just, why would you think he's at the crime scene? So he's hanging out at the crime scene at 7:56 and at 10:16. Then Logan met with law enforcement officers on February 17th, just 4 days later. While they were at his property, Logan was physically able to get up and down the hill from his home. Okay, so what? On March 14th, 2017, Logan's former housemate was interviewed. Resided with Logan from about 2016 through December 2016, right? But you guys were in one of these modes tonight. Again, I don't know if it's because I'm reading or doing Delphi, but with 1,364 people. Wow. And that's with donating $1,000 to Texas EquuSearch earlier in the show. I'm working with Logan? What does that even mean? You sound dumb. All right, let me see. During the interview with law enforcement officers, said when she first learned that, or are you just saying that people think if you ever say anything positive? Okay, well, I don't really know. It's just like, okay, it's a joke then. I mean, how, it's just, people say stuff like that all the time and they're serious, so I have no idea. That's right, Gray. Jeez. Well, I guess I was just so mean to Be Nice Putty Cat, so now I'm going into prison. Show's on hold until we get the hell out of here. I don't even see, like, where, there's hardly any mods here. We have, that's right, Gray's so mean. I knew it. I knew that was coming. Ugh. I drive a Forester. And we're not going over the Keegan ones, though, so have a good night. You're doing a great job, Gray. Ignore the trolls. Yep. Yeah, we're going over Ron Logan and Richard Allen. Wow. I think that means I'm still in here. Zach Thornhill. Oh, look at that. WNC Granny. Zach Thornhill. Well, that's enough for maybe a cab ride. Yeah. Yeah, I already told you in the title what I was going over, not Keegan Klein's document, okay? Yeah. So it just throws people off and gets frustrating as hell. Hey, look at that. Appreciate your results, not recognition. Approach to things. Yep. Well, there you go. Oh, by the way, I was just on today. I did a episode with Crawl Space on their podcast on the Idaho4 murder case. So they had me on. We talked for an hour. Seemed like it went pretty good. So I don't know when that comes out, but you guys could go check it out. All right, that'd be awesome. Oh, thanks, Zach. All right. More freedom. And then Country Butterfly. Thank you very much. And then the Audra O. And 8675 Diet Marlboro with Retsin to trade with cellmates. Okay. I'll definitely get on that as quick as possible. Yeah. But sure, you can let me know what your idea is on that, but I'm not going over that document tonight. I got a lot of stuff I got to go over. So maybe there's another angle we could look at for another show there, Zozo, but I can't really stop the show to go over Keegan Klein's document when these are all long stuff. How far does the property go? It goes all the way to the water. His property, probably goes like this. I mean, I used to have a map of the property, but it probably goes down to the water and then near the cemetery. I don't know who owns this land over here, though. And thanks, everybody, for the super chats and getting me the hell out of the jail. All right? Appreciate it. Oh, man. He didn't really seem concerned about the girls. Yeah. See, I think Be Nice Putty Cat thinks Ron Logan's the killer. She's one of those people. So she wasn't really joking. with the LOLs over there. I'm just saying they searched his property. They didn't find anything tying him to the murders. That's a fact. And we also know that, I mean, that's really the key thing, right? And he also had a reason that he needed to make an alibi because he wasn't supposed to be driving. Is it as simple as him just not remembering the exact time he got the ride to the store? Maybe. Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, the problem is I'm not covering the Idaho case tonight, so it's not I'm not gonna get a lot of subs out of tonight's show. I mean, the Idaho case is a sub-mining thing. It's like you do the show. I mean, I'm doing shows because they're, I find them interesting to have callers and stuff like that. But I mean, I could do 4 shows a day and really just build it up. But I'm not gonna do it. Back to jail. Back to jail. What'd I do this time, Kit Kat? Man. Okay. During the interview with law enforcement officers, Jim said that the woman said when she first learned that Abby and Libby German were missing. Let me get back to this one. And then found dead near Logan's home. Her initial thought was Logan was involved. Right, because he was mean to you. Violent to you. But these are little girls, not an adult that he was in a relationship with, On March 14, 2017, she explained in her interview that Logan had been violent with her in the past. Explained that on July 4, 2016, while at Logan's home, Logan punched her in the face, knocking her down. Thank you, support with Stefa. Yeah, the alibi timing is a little bit suspicious since it's really exactly during that time. But then you'd have to think that he was at the crime scene waiting for Richard Allen to bring the girls over there. Because they could have actually been, if it was 2:13, they could have been across the creek by 2:23. And, it's... I don't know. Then wouldn't Ron Logan, though... I mean, here's one way to look at it. So if he took the girls, Richard Allen took them across the creek, did a fight occur real soon at that point? Yeah, we're not talking about that though, CA. So you just oh god. Ah shit. Anyways, did the fight happen right when they went across the creek? Because if Ron Logan was down there and saw it all and oh my god, what's going on? And then they got killed. Then he would have been aware that they were killed, but I didn't think his behavior had anything, didn't look like anything that he knew that, there was somebody murdered. He's just, I don't know. No, that doesn't really help him, Susan Smith. The aquarium and transfer station do not help Ron Logan one bit. That's why, see, a lot of people aren't aware of the case well enough, so they think that sounds lucky. But it doesn't help him at all. He was at the transfer station almost around noon. Has nothing to do with the time the girls are there. And then he was at the fish store, and he would have left his house after 4 o'clock, way past the time at 3:57 that, well, God, now let's look at that again. So what did they say up above about the... that was off by 20 minutes. Now I have to go up and find the 5:21. 30 minutes to get there. Wow, that's Jesus. Okay, so anyways, he would have had to leave his home at 4. what is it? 4:41 to get to the fish store, and then Richard Allen at 3:57 is walking around up here on 300. And so that means 40 minutes later, Ron Logan gets picked up at his house and driven to a pet store. So it doesn't really help him at all. The girls at that point are sitting on the ground right down here. Well, that just, what do you mean it's not a great look? It's good for him. They looked at him very thoroughly, and it wasn't him. They looked at him thoroughly, probably because it's his property, and they just, you know, you wonder what they found the gun and knives. They found, not the gun, they found guns and knives at his property. Yeah. So maybe they wanted to take a deeper look. Let's see. On March 7th, 2000, let me go back to where we were. On February 13th, Liberty German's family began searching the area of the trail where Liberty German and Abigail Williams initially dropped off, beginning shortly after 3 p.m. Liberty German's family and other community members joined the search shortly thereafter. Carroll County Sheriff's Office was notified at 5:30 p.m. that Liberty German and Abigail Williams were missing. Once the search for Liberty German and Abigail Williams began, no one reported seeing any person matching the description of a male on the bridge. The FBI has established a database for collection and organization of tips provided by the public in this case. Well, I guess that didn't do very well with the Richard Allen. It must have been filed incorrectly. A search of the database has revealed 15 tips in which citizens, both known and anonymous, attributed the crime to Logan for various reasons. Yeah, a lot of wacko YouTubers and whatnot called in. Hey, thank you for gifting memberships to people. Make sure to stay members after the time runs out. Unless you happen to be a troll that was gifted. Feel free to just get the hell out of here after that. That'd be great. Police must have found they searched for the Ron Logan home. Search for and what? I'm still trying to figure out how Alan would be able to watch fish. You can see. I mean, people say that, but you could see. If there's big enough fish, you can see. If it's clear water, you can see fish. Okay, it's just stupid. That's not what he was doing. He said he was looking at his stock ticker symbol. Based on the above aforementioned facts, Logan was in the area at the time of the crime occurred, and that he provided false information. So he was in the area at the time the crime occurred, and then he provided false information, except in this document it doesn't say that it's also possible he created the alibi for his, not, so he didn't have to spend 2 years in prison for driving. The affiant requests warrant to search Ronald Logan's entire property. Computers, all this kind of stuff, floppy disks they're looking for. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but let's see. All right. Yeah, so I guess, he makes an alibi. Let's go through the Richard Allen. What I'll do for this one, though, is I'll play the video that I made because it's easier just to talk through it while we're... Oh, where is it? Delphi. There it is. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is an animated graphical representation of the Richard Allen. Okay, so these are the three girls at 12:43. So right now, Ron Logan, an hour before this, was over at a transfer station. Okay, so these are these three girls that were on the trail at 3:43. And now they're, we don't have the exact times of where they were standing and everything. However, they do take a picture of a bench right here at 1:26. So, they're just slowly walking around. They're just people hanging out together, talking, probably sitting. And then at 1:27, a car matching one of Richard Allen's vehicle drives by. And he says he got there at 1:30. And he parked at an old building. First he said the wrong building. He called it the, a Farm Bureau building or something. But that one doesn't exist here. There's one south of his house. So that doesn't make sense. Later he said he parked at the old building there. So he parked here. And then there's this little trail right there that goes to the Freedom Bridge. And apparently, he could have got out of the car right then, and these girls were moving a little bit quicker, and the four girls that the Sue individual that I call Sue that drove underneath this bridge here were just four different people, or she counted wrong. We don't really know. But here comes the Richard Allen character. I just have it timed out like this, based on how long it takes to walk. So he walks by, and those three girls do see him. They have a little bit different descriptions of him. But one of them says the blue jeans, the dark jacket, and he was looking down. They said hello to him. Right now, this is Sue, who saw those three girls apparently. And then while Richard Allen is walking down to the bridge here, she gets there at 1:46, gets out of her car, and then she walks towards the bridge. Now, just a second ago, if we rewind it, you'll see that at 1:49, Kelsey's car. So she must have got there at 1:40. We don't really know. She could have sat there and talked on the phone, but she got there at 1:49. Then she drove away, and this is Abby and Libby walking down the same trail. This is Sue, the other witness, right? So when she's walking down right here, she sees the person in blue jeans, blue jacket, and everything. The guy, the same person that's in the video, standing on platform 1. Richard Allen, in his subsequent interviews since he's been arrested, or, the first search, I guess, at his house, he said he was standing on platform 1. So look what happens here. Here's Sue, and she's about to go by Richard Allen, stops 50 feet short, and then turns around, but did see him standing there. And then halfway between the start of the bridge and the parking area, she passes him. Passes Abby and Libby. Now it's just Abby and Libby alone heading towards Richard Allen. Now I think Richard Allen, wanting to trap them, walked this way and gave them a sense of feeling safe and not alarmed. And he walks away and he sort of stands way back here in the woods, just kind of watching. And then Abby and Libby start going across the bridge. They take that one photo of the full length of the bridge. Then here's platform 3 right there. They take the full length of the bridge at 2:07. And this is when the Richard Allen character in black here makes his way. And then the girls start seeing him and go, oh, we need to go a little bit quicker. And this is another witness that saw the PT Cruiser right at that time frame. And then this is 2:13. This is when that was right when the video was being shot right there. Then he forces the girls down the hill. 2:16. And then across the creek. And, they could have been early as 2:20, 2:23, something like that. All right, so they're there. And look how long this is, 223, right? So there's other things going on. A minute ago, I just showed you how Sue took off. This is another witness that drove by and saw the car there, drove by, 227, 226, 228, drives by the Hoosier Harvest Store, but just prior saw a car parked at the abandoned CPS building. And this is 232. And look at how long. Now, so it does. It does make it so that it's possible. It sucks, but it makes it possible that Ron Logan is in the area this whole time. Because remember, a minute ago we just said he actually went to the fish store at 4:41, and that's when he would have left, because, maybe he left at 4:30 because, you have to buy something. And Richard Allen leaves at 3:57, so he would have left after that even. So that's sort of interesting, right? Like, he comes up with an alibi between 2 and 2:30. Right. And my whole thing, you can go back and listen, is that I said that Richard Allen is not the guy that Ron Logan is not the guy on the bridge. Now, is he, did he have some other connection somehow? We don't know. Right? But when you kind of compare the two together, it is kind of interesting. So look at, he comes out at 3:57, is seen by a motorist who said that he was muddy and bloody. So it was Ron Logan, was he down there during that time? And then he goes up and goes, oh shit, take me to I'm going to go to the pet store, make it look like I was doing something. The thing is all I can tell you is they searched his house endlessly, took his vehicle, and they found absolutely nothing. However, in this scenario here, they probably wouldn't find much. Like if he went down there and then something went wrong, and Richard Allen's the one that killed these girls, and he's standing there watching. Maybe he's filming or something. Who the hell knows? He could just leave. And then Richard Allen says, hey, I need to come to your house and change. He goes, no, you can't come to my house. You can't leave a trail to my house. So then Richard Allen walks up, goes down 300, and gets to his vehicle, and then he goes home. Bloody and muddy. Yeah. But what I would encourage you to think about, though, is that he was looked at very extensively and they found absolutely nothing, and he had an actual reason to make an alibi, and a reason that actually came to fruition later because he was put in prison for 2 years for driving. So he was right about being nervous about that. Yeah, Keegan and Tony went to Las Vegas. All right, so I'm going to go over these things right here, all right? From a long time ago. So I want to show you something that I've had since February, or not February, but since 2017, and this is like a conversation here. All right, so here it goes. Evidence has come back from around Logan's. Hopefully, it helps them tie it to someone. So, anyways, they've just been looking at evidence around the property. Anna has seen the rest of the video. So the video that has the bridge guy on it and started being filmed at 2:13, etc., etc. It was filmed at 2:13, but it's 43-second video. So she saw the whole video. There isn't much. We already knew that, though. They want him to think there is. That is Abby's shirt, the gray part in the picture, okay? And you do see that. Let me show you the Delphi video here. This is all stuff that we've talked about over the years, but for some reason people weren't paying attention. So here we go. So watch when it's slow-mo. There's this little darkness. See that darkness that comes in there? Right there. Boom. There's 3 frames that it's on. It comes in and then out. And that apparently is part of Abby's clothing there. All right. All right, so then it said she looks up at Libby. So Abby looks up at Libby. So let me just tell you what this is right here. This is a friend that was told by Anna exactly what was on the video. So it's very accurate. It's just a one-person telephone game. And this person was told what was on the video straight from Anna, who watched it with Mike and Becky. All of them got to watch the same video. Okay, good, Mark. Hi, I won't be here too long. Okay, good. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Hey, thanks, Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. If I don't want someone to know I was out, I would say I was out when I was home. Huh? What? Let's see. We will ever get to see the full video, you think? Maybe someday. Oh yeah, if I don't want someone to know I was out, I wouldn't say I was out when I was home. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, he just didn't probably remember the time that he went to the fish store. If there's no nefarious meaning here. You know, he was just like, yeah, say that you were... And then the next day he said, oh, when he got asked, he goes, it was 3 o'clock. So he didn't even remember the time frame. And Linda said, Ron Logan, it's his land. With all the activity, he might have been out there with other people checking it. I know. And he let people search his property freely. Like, he wasn't nervous about it, you know? Yeah. My feeling is he has nothing to do with it. All right? And I asked somebody an official over there, and their response was, we can't communicate with you about the case because of the gag order, but use your gut feeling. All right. So I was like, let's see. Well, my gut feeling is Ron Logan has nothing to do with it. However, you can't argue with some of the timing of things. I mean, why did he make an alibi? Why didn't he make his alibi for the exact time that he went to the store? Like, he could have told somebody, hey, tell them we left at 4:30. You picked me up at 4:30 instead of me driving at 4:30. I'm not supposed to be driving. That would make sense to most people. But it happens to be that he made the alibi at 2 to 2:30, which is, right exactly when basically Richard Allen was there and the girls got there, and then they're on the other side of the water. He's already got them exactly during that time frame. So that makes you kind of go, yeah. But my gut feeling is that he doesn't have something to do with it, because they've thoroughly searched him and found absolutely nothing over the years. If they had, then it would have been a lot, there would have been some trouble there. There should have been communications with somebody. Who knows? But they also think that it was supposed to be an abduction where the girls were taken to Ron Logan's house, and then Keegan Kline and Richard Allen were supposed to assault them. Yeah, I mean, it's just adding a lot of people in there. But instead, things went south. Then Richard Allen had to kill the girls. And then instead of Logan saying, hey, let's clean you up and, get you out of here. But I mean, I guess if you're smart enough, you'd realize that that would put a lot of forensic information at your own property that, you know, it's just, it all went haywire, and then Richard Allen's walking down the road, muddy and bloody. Little weird, right? Little weird. Okay, so she looks up. Let's see. Annie seen the rest of the video. She looks up at Libby and says, "He's right behind me, isn't he?" And then hurries to the other end. The girls are discussing which way to go. Something about 2 different ways. It's very hard to hear. So they're going, "Hey, which way do we go? Which way do we go?" Then Abby says, and listen to this. I've said this for years, but now it's new information that everybody is so... Abby says, "Is that a gun? He's got a gun." Okay? So for the ones that have been on the channel all those years, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. Yet, so many people watch only the crazy, wacko YouTube channels, and they're never going to even know this existed. Okay? So if you really want the information that's accurate and... you know, sometimes I get inside information, you know, maybe try looking at a different place than where you've been. Why would he have been walking though? Ron Logan helped him. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, he might not have wanted to walk. So he parks his car. It was maybe supposed to work like this. Ron Logan said, "Yeah, I'll do it, but I can't have anything tied back to my residence." Except if they'd brought the girls to the residence, there would have been a treasure trove of forensic information at his house, and they would have had to kill them anyways because Ron Logan, and people know Ron Logan, plus Richard Allen works at a CVS pharmacy, and people know who he is. So I'm not really sure how that makes sense, that they were supposed to be taken back to Ron Logan's property. Does that make sense to anybody? And then he's scared to help clean up Richard Allen. Yeah, but why would Ron Logan be an idiot to drive somebody covered with blood? That would be absolutely foolish to do. I mean, no, you don't know that at all. Be nice. We don't speak like you know a fact. Be nice, Putty Cat. Okay? You can't state something as if it's fact and pretend that you have knowledge of that being. You should just say, "I think Ron Logan got money for using his property. He said it'd keep it on the edge." Whatever the hell that means. Let's see. They basically were taken to his property. Huh? Yeah, they were taken to his property, but it could have been anybody's property. I mean, what if the girls actually made a run for it, and that's why they're on that property there, right? We don't really know. Well, anyways, then Abby says, "Is that a gun? He's got a gun." He says, "Hey." Libby says, He says, "Down the hill." So the hey was something we knew a long time ago. That's basically the same as guys, you know. So he says, she wrote in this one, "Hey," because that's kind of the same thing, right? Guys, hey, you know, whatever. He says hi. Libby says, He says, "Down the hill," then gun cocks. They had to tell her that's what is on the gun sound. Then it's gone. Annie said she thinks she ran out of storage. It wasn't like she shut it off or any noise. They don't think, let's see, so the person knew them? They don't think so. Also, he was seen, but no one can draw a picture that's better than what's available. Oops. Jeez. Lost what I was doing there. What's all this garbage down there? Why can't you? No, I don't want that. Oh, there we go. So there are witnesses placing him there. Also, he didn't bother them and they were alone. Right. So see how they know that? So there was those 3 girls, and there was Sue. For some reason, they think he specifically targeted them. I mean, isn't that amazing to have this from back then? There's obviously no gunshot wounds anywhere on the girls. I don't know. Annie said it sounds so different from what we hear being enhanced. She said it made her sick. He had no emotion. She couldn't explain it. From what Annie said, it was really nervous. The police wonder if the girls spoke to him on the way in. That's all I know. Annie has no clue who he is. She believes she could somewhat pick up gray in the beard, which we all did. They wouldn't answer a lot of her questions. And I said, they walked and noticed he wasn't following and felt safe, but then he followed quickly later. Wow, that's so crazy. See, I said that back in 2017. That's exactly what I was just saying a minute ago. Let's see. I thought that maybe they saw him at the 500 steps signs, but apparently I think they saw him near the beginning of the bridge now. Yeah, state police detective, some sort. About what we see pieced together. Da, da, da. No, and she said the angle of the video is not normal. The way she was holding it, we can't. Well, that was before. Now everybody knows. I didn't tell anybody this part of it for a long time. But now that stuff's out there, right? So, let's see. Sorry, was cleaning my phone. Sent you that. Yeah. Annie could pick up herself. Told her. I will ask her. I have not asked her that question. She said he was moving fast, too, for being on the bridge. She said the voice, like when she gets excited or mad and you get that quiver. She said there's nothing, no emotion at all. It sounds a lot different, being enhanced in the tone. I think he's right-handed. The officer also told her they were 8 to 10 feet apart when they were found. They believed he dropped one and the other tried to get away, but did not tell her which was which. Oh, geez. So there you go. The reason I believed he's right-handed because Abby's left side was beaten so bad on her face. Wow, that sucks. At the crime scene. That's why Abby's face was braided on the left side of her face to help cover it up. Yes, I didn't think about that. I did tell you the girls were not raped, but the family was told to keep it quiet. Yeah, so anyways, we already knew the other information came out later. Hey, thanks, WNC Granny. They didn't even really have time to do anything like a deer in the headlights. And apparently this belt was found down there. She showed me. They sent that to Annie on her way to work right before Logan was searched. She had to take Abby's belt in the next day for measurement, but they told her it hadn't come back yet. She sent it to me. Shit. Lost that, whatever that was. She sent it to me. I thought it looked huge, but it's very close to her other belts. That wasn't at the actual crime scene. It was the side of the bridge somewhere. I'm praying the evidence leads to someone that came in. And we're back to this again. Hey, not there. Hey, look at that. Jessica Shoebox mentally heard the sound of slowness. Thank you for being a psychic. This is now for Jessica Shoebox. At a hot stupid man, doop. Gilligan, little buddy, Skipper. Batshit. Now that we can all disagree with what the spirit box is saying there, but we all know for certain at the very end it says batshit. Okay, there's no doubt about that one. So whatever ghost that was out there, it said batshit, and I have no doubt that if it had kept playing, it would have said crazy right after that. What do you mean they're not working tonight? They're not working for you, Marty. What do you mean, Marty? I don't know what you're saying. You mean when people send in super chats? Yeah, I'm not doing it because I'm reading. Is that what you're referring to, Marty? You know what I noticed, Marty? You're not quite as, like the guy that played Marty McFly was like a genius. Okay. Yeah, we know, Kay. Nobody's lying. And that wasn't 139, Kay. She dropped him off at 137, she said. How do you know she wasn't on the phone? See, people like you are just nuts. Why is law enforcement lying? What if she got there at 137 and made the call to the boyfriend? Or maybe even started calling the boyfriend on the ride home, but just didn't remember it quite that way, right? And then her car drove by at 149. It's a 10-minute period of time. Who gives a shit? Okay? Is there something wrong with my sound effects, you guys? Anybody? Does this not sound right here? I hear it perfectly in my ears. Oh, I see what you're saying. Now you can watch. Okay. I haven't had any sound. You know what you should have said, Gray? Gray, we don't have any sound effects at all, okay? Jesus. How come not one of you said that? Hey, Gray, we don't have any sound effects. I mean, that would have been the easiest thing, right? Listen to this. I just played this thing. Stupid. Gilligan, little buddy. Mom. Batshit. Now, write it down, batshit. See that? Not one of you said, oh, great, we don't even hear the sound effects at all. They're not working properly. That makes it sound like they're glitchy. Man, you guys, Jesus. I tell you what. I'm going to wake you guys up right now.
Evil can never be dead enough.
All right, Marty, you're off the hook, man. Jesus. No, that isn't what you said. No, you didn't say that at all, Marty. You said, let me go up to your comment. Where is it? No, let's see. Ah, shit. I'll go find your original one. I'll tell you what you said. You said, Gray, your audio special effects are not working tonight. Yeah. Well, I guess that is kind of... Okay. That is technically correct. It would be better if you just say, you can't hear any of the audio effects. Then I immediately would know, oh, the call screening button was still pushed in from earlier. Oh, so mean again. Baz, are you throwing me in prison? Yeah. Hey, Marty, everybody feels bad for you. Like, look at Jason. Marty, you did great. You did fantastic, Marty. Absolutely wonderful, Marty. I hope you didn't get triggered. Let's see. Arcadinatunas. I don't know. If I feel like it, I'll get to that. Who cares if he left? Jesus. Are you kidding me? No, he's right there. God, he's still here. Crap. Wow. Just wow. That's a new mug. Can we double check the auctioneer sound, please? Thank you. Yeah, see, when I played the auctioneer sound a few minutes, like earlier, and I was going, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, 25, 30, 30. You guys were just like, great, we don't hear the auction. You know, not one of you said. 10, 20, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You're like, wow, it's great. Imitating the auctioneer sound? Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't see it. Well, nobody else did. Bill Lieutenant all over. Maybe I wasn't watching. I don't really get to read all the comments. Good job, Marty McFly. Well, I guess that really does mean that I get thrown in jail. As a matter of fact, 8675309 paid restitution on my behalf to Marty McFly. Now it's just whether or not people want me out of prison. And then we can go over the rest of these documents here, or these, communiques that we've had over the years. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Hit that like button. Hey, that's good, Basby. Lady Beekeeper, long-time listener, followed this case with you for years. Decided to... Hey, but Zozo, you wanted me to talk about the Klein shit. I wasn't going over Klein tonight. Just talk to me in Facebook and say, hey, Gray, what do you think about this? And then maybe we can do a show on that one. I don't have time to do that one tonight. So when you do that, it makes me go, oh, God, what am I supposed to do now? It's frustrating. So it's really easy just to bring it up on the side, and then we can talk about maybe doing a show where we include that in there. Long-time listener, followed this case with you for years, decided time to support someone decent here. Thanks for all your work on this case and supporting so many crime organizations. Yes, we gave $1,000 earlier in the evening to Texas EquuSearch, so thank you very much. Who placed me on timeout? I didn't place you on timeout. I don't remember you ever being put on timeout. Restitution fund. Okay. Yeah, you guys are sending in restitution, but how am I getting out? Zojo just convinced you to keep me in here. I saw that up above. It said, stay there. Oh, man. You guys are going to have to figure out a way to get me the hell out of here. In the meantime, I'm almost out of water. I did too, thank you, Shanna. You missed it. Yeah, I definitely thanked you. I thank you and there was 2 people that gifted memberships. Yeah, you did yours earlier. And, yeah, there it was. Shanna, 360. And then, were there people? What was that? Oh, there's a 913. Hold on, let's get it. 913, I'm in prison. I won't be able to help show anything at all, but what's going on? Hello, what's going on? Yes, I can hear you.
With your...
Yeah, what's going on?
Thank you. Hey, 2 questions. One, I admire your show, but how do you, or not, what do you think is the explanation about the Ron Logan's phone pinging at the time it did near the location, near the crime scene? How do you interpret that? I mean, maybe his dog I think maybe it's possible his dog
what?
Let him down to the...
What do you mean his dog?
Down to the crime.
Well, I mean, no, it doesn't. They don't really. They're just saying it's consistent with. They don't really. They just wanted to get the judge to sign off on this. His house is directly in line with the cell tower, unless there's some kind of a distance function thing where it can tell the distance. Like literally his house is right between the crime scene and the cell tower, like in an absolutely perfect line. So if the cell tower picked up a signal from his phone on the property, maybe he was walking in a field somewhere, but it's his property. It's so easy to say consistent with. That's it.
I see.
It's simple, right?
Yeah.
You just say.
Thank you. They just stuck in my head. Now,
go ahead.
Sorry. That sort of stuck in my head while I was listening to you this evening, because I haven't followed the Delphi case for years. Excuse me. One more thing. I had some experience with 40 caliber semi-automatic pistols, and the bullet the bullet it's the one I have is a Smith & Wesson, and I've carried it for 10 years professionally, and I always, when I went to the firing range to qualify, that I had to do every year, it would jam on what I call firing range ammunition. If it was a low powder load, it would jam in the 40 caliber, and it was common knowledge that the best thing was to get a hot load in order. And it's possible, and that's what happened the first few times it happened to me when I was trying to save money and buy firing range ammo. It would jam, and the only way you could get it out to the novice was to pull the bar back and pop and get the bullet out. I was wondering if maybe that had happened. He was going to shoot them, and then the gun jammed. He was running out of time, and he ejected the bullet and probably couldn't find it. I have the crime scene photographs I've seen indicates a lot of leaves and debris around it, that area, and maybe he just didn't have time and he panicked and got the hell out of there. And I just want to thank you for your show and offer that. Thank you, Greg.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
I'm not going to get you out of jail, by the way.
Yeah, well, I think I might be able to get out of jail. I'm just trying to count up see if I got enough to get a cab ride home. But anyways, hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you.
Yep. Give us some bullet info there. I don't know. I'm thinking of donating memberships myself. But anyways, thanks for donating the memberships up there and getting me out of the prison. What was the... I'm pretty sure I thanked the first one, but if I didn't, sorry about that. I remember seeing it, that 2 different people gave 5. I might have just said, oh, look at that, 5 like that. I could see doing that. Yeah, so Shanna did 5, and then also Tina Susser gave 5 memberships. So thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm not sure why I'm on this screen here. How'd that happen? Yeah. Oh, Jesus. What's going on? What in the hell's happening here? Like, everything is all over the place. Yeah, is that what happens when you go into prison? You just, everything goes to hell in the handbasket? Wow. Just wow. Gray, where the body's found. What was the deal with Jeff? He brought up the lady with the beer can that went missing in the desert. Did they find her or something? Were the bodies found on the other side of the water from the bridge? Yeah. Yeah, we've gone over it like literally 1,000 times. But yeah, the bridge is right here. This is the bridge. They're right taken down the hill right there. I mean, that's literally where when the guy goes, guys, down the hill. They're made to go down the hill, cross the private drive, then down to the lower level, and then their bodies are found right over here. So, and I put together a crime flow, I called it a long time ago, because I noticed this really shallow area here, and that's a perfect place where you could have crossed pretty easily. And it turns out that that's where they were found, right there. Yep. No, but what does it have to do with anything, Jeff? I mean, you know, it's like, hey, talk about, I mean, that's just ridiculous. I don't have anything sitting in front of me. God. Guys. Down the hill. All right, let me get back to what I was doing, all right, before I was so rudely tossed into prison. I misread Marty McFly's first comment, and I obviously missed the earlier comments. So if I was going like this is my favorite.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
But it would have sounded like this to you guys. This is my favorite. Wasn't that great? Yeah, Gray, it was fantastic. Well, let's see. See that the picture does the other pic look like he has a hoodie on also. Also, she thought a ball cap and said his face was covered very good. They could not tell her what the other witness saw. I can see it in that picture there. Well, someone has to know who the guy is somewhere. Well, he worked right there in the town. I don't either. Honestly, I don't think this is the first time either. I agree. You know, we were talking about that. And there's a picture of Anna back then. Brother was in the search party. Yeah, her brother was in the search party that found them. He isn't doing well. He thought there were small bullet holes in the girls. She asked when they showed the video that they said that there was no gunshot wounds at all. So those little, if there were little holes, were those puncture marks? I mean, you know, who knows what that is? We don't know. It didn't mention puncture marks at all in the Ron Logan document. It said sharp force. Well, I mean, that could be what that is too. She was a sweetie. A couple feet, I believe. A couple feet, I believe she said. It was so quick. Let's see. I know something, and it's killing me, and I can't tell any of this. You know, let's see. Let me see what it says over here. Well, see, this is that thing about the mark. It says, this cannot get out either. I don't know. I know it's not get permanently left on the girls. I have been searching. All I can think of is a 6. I can't find anything similar. That was somehow an F left. I can't elaborate because that's all I know. So apparently there was like an F or something like that left at the scene. Is that one of the... And that's some kind of rumor that's been out for a long time. And then this one says, I don't know if it's in blood, paper, or what, but what the hell is that? I'm 100% positive, just that an F was there. I didn't push for questions. I know it's accurate. And I said, oh my God, did he hurt them? Did he carve it? That was my first thought. And he said no, there was no physical anything left with the F. Pretty weird, huh? Pretty weird. Yeah, that whole F thing that's been out there for a long time. Maybe you got accidentally blocked, LMM. Yeah, just, you know, like if LMM, unless LMM is bashing somebody, you don't need to block her originally. I don't know what she originally got blocked for, or not blocked, but timed out. The second time was that she trashed the mods and then was timed out. But I don't know what the first one was for. She said the A word. What's an A? What do you mean the A word? I don't know what that means. Oh, an asshole? Yeah. Oh, she called somebody an asshole? Yeah. No, but you apparently you got blocked originally for calling somebody an asshole. Oh man. Well, thank you so much, Amita on PayPal. She's just so generous, it's crazy. Thank you very much. So I do have some PayPal in there and a Cash App, so I'll get to those later. That was Teresa Townsend on the Cash App there. Is hot and should never be blocked. No, don't block me. Amen. Jesus. Oh, man. Yeah, Lanky Tor is cool. She just, you know, one of the nicest humans on the planet, really. Okay, so it says right here, Annie said he was right there a couple feet behind her, meaning Abby. You see her come to the end, no more of him, and then the phone goes down. Like, he didn't hurt the girl, but then she's answering something else about the F. Abby was facing Libby on the private property side. Yep. He and Abby were walking the same way. So Abby's in front of the killer, Richard Allen. And she said the down the hill is right at the private property end, like right there. So that is where it was. I wonder what Derek, or what, it doesn't say that. It says, wonder what DJ seen was puncture wounds or something that he would think was small bullet holes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He was really convinced that's what it was. Yes, I watched it. I thought of it when Annie told me about the video. It's really messing with her. The voice and the demeanor of his voice. She's having a real hard time with it. To her, it may have seemed he was right there. It's so fast and so little. That's all she heard too. And him saying, hey, or guys. Landscape. I guess it was filmed in landscape, she said. Landscape, I think. She just said she had it at a very funny angle the whole time. Not, see, that's the thing, that it could have been like at a 45-degree angle. I mean, we don't really know. I did ask that. She does not know. But they told her both girls were killed by 3:30, which makes sense because at 3:57 you see Richard Allen walking on 300, muddy and bloody. Yeah, I think it was 2:45 is what I was thinking. Maybe that's when they were brought across. So after down the hill, it's just feet crunching sounds, or was the camera disposed of immediately? I figure she put it in her pocket and then it recorded minutes. I'm glad they told her that. With all the rumors, she has been something like, I think since, I know it doesn't make it better, but now she knows no matter how late they stayed out, it wouldn't have made a difference. Annie said it's like, just stop like storage was full, meaning the video. She doesn't think she stopped it. I've got to get her, this lady said she had to get her kids at this time. So, anything else in here? Let's see. I'll show you in 1 second. Yes, I'm pulling the link. Hidden Illuminati number. But I have Doug and Doug. I don't know what the hell does it mean. I've even looked at the 13 that was pulled me into their number chart. So she was doing all this other, numerology crap after we started going over this. Yeah, she's just talking about the F symbols more. So that's all we got on that. Una, thank you. Is that like Una Paloma Blanca?
Una paloma blanca.
Hey, that was pretty good, Mary Lou. Did you say Abby was... It said that. It did say that. I actually didn't remember it ever saying that her left side of her face was hit. I don't remember seeing that. So it does say that there. It was really accurate, everything else. Your hearing has been unalived. Put a 1 if you appreciate that use. That when people say, oh yeah, they unalive themselves. Because the person that knows of or experienced suicide wouldn't feel shitty again listening to that. Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I don't know, man. It's embarrassing is what it is. You do not 8675309. You're doing what Zozo does, typing in the contrary font. Let's see. Well, so is SA'd. That's also done. And like I've said before, don't be fooled. The only reason people do that is they're concerned about the algorithm. That's all they're concerned about. There's no other sort of moral, like you're really concerned about people or anything like that. All right, let me get to... So I did want to read this other part. So this was another person that I talked to a long time ago. It doesn't have all the stuff that he told me in it, but he's come on my show even. All right, so I'll just put it right here. It says, I think I can put it on here. It says, I only mentioned the bike because we were just talking. That's how it was told to me that Libby's father and the bicycle person was seen on camera while the killer was still at the crime and for at least 20 minutes. Okay? So, Derek pulls into here and I don't know how they know when Derek pulled in, unless this guy has a camera too, but because Derek would have came this way to pull in. A bike apparently drove by at around a certain time, but it left in a reasonable amount of time, so they didn't consider that person to be part of it. All right. I think me or you would have heard if the killer was caught on another camera, even a glimpse of him, but I haven't heard that. And it almost makes me think he didn't go back towards Freedom Bridge. And if that car is his, which nothing tells me that, but if it is his, maybe he... This is given to me in like way, years ago. So, let's see. And if that car is his, I'm not sure what they're referring to. Is his, which nothing tells me that, but if it is his, maybe he had to go way out of the way and circle around to get back to it, and maybe that's why they say 5 p.m. I'm just guessing. Oh yeah, the 12 to 5 thing. I think they said 12 to 5 just to not be too specific. Are you guys even paying attention? What the hell's Bossy talking about? See, Bossy's just another one of the clowns in here. Let me do the hold on a second. We got to play some music for Bossy really quick. The class clowns. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, it's McCain's the flannel shirt guy. Yeah, he has nothing to do with it. Yeah. How do you know, Great? Well, because he doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah. He was there, so he was there way after the abduction period. see. I'm thinking they have had the gun shell for... Yeah, they've had it. I already know the answer to the question in this account. I said it on the show the other day that they've had the bullet since the initial sweep of the area. Okay? So they've had it the whole time. And it was in between both their bodies. I thought that was kind of funny. What, the rodeo clown sound? Oh, I don't know. Your comment disappeared, the one above. Wonder how long the trial will be delayed. Oh, years probably. But it would be in his benefit to have it quicker, I would think. We do not know if they have DNA. They said that they have all kinds of DNA. They just don't know what kind of DNA, what they had. And if they had really good DNA, they probably would have made an arrest a long time ago using FGG. Maybe they do have DNA now that can get that profile, or maybe his DNA is consistent with, but it wasn't good enough to, let's say it's like 1 in 200,000, but it wasn't good enough to do a DNA, like FGG type thing, or you could find it. So they might have like, okay, wow, he matches 7 of the markers, but, you know, there's also, that's 1 in 200,000. That means in the United States there are, you know, 1,000 people that have, or, you know, 1 million, maybe 400,000 people that have a chance to be him out of 350 million. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so let me keep going through this. That at least 20, and he says that at least 20 minutes, still at the crime scene, while the father is looking for the girls, is puzzling as hell, but I'm certainly not going to add anything to make it have more sense, or make more sense. How can they know that? That's a whole show in itself. And you also know that's true information. Look at the map and where everyone is and how, and this is written way years ago, you guys, so it's weird how it almost seems like a probable cause, almost like he read the Richard Allen probable cause. It's crazy. Look what it says. Now that's a whole show in itself, and you also know that's a true information. Look at the map and where everyone is at. How in the heck can the killer get by them? I've been out there several times, from laying flowers to hiking it, and there is a pinch only about 50 wides of, I don't know what that means, of woods going back towards Freedom Bridge, and it's beyond me how he wasn't seen if he went that way. He could have left us 3:35 p.m. So if anyone says they saw him from the time the girls were abducted until 3:35, they're lying. See, that's so interesting right there, because that's exactly what the probable cause document says. It says that not another person saw Richard Allen after 2:13 until the 3:57 sighting. He wasn't aware, this guy right here wasn't aware of the 3:57 muddy and bloody comment. But see how wild that is? Yeah. I mean, this guy had this information way back then. Let's see. It had to be before they were abducted or after 3:35. Well, it was after 3:35, but it was 3:57, but that was just more than 20 minutes. Or at least 20 minutes. Maybe I'll get the nerve to come on your show. I'm a true believer that if you are honest and tell the truth, that most people that are objective and have common sense will see the truth when it's in front of them. Yep, that's kind of why I do the show the way I do it. Next time you do a Delphi show, could you please clear up that the killer didn't, he said, masturbate. People are stupid. and have twisted this up because you said something about pleasuring himself. And then he says, what was told to me was, and he was told in 2017, when the old guy's sketch was still out, for some reasons, I don't know, but they said he might be the type of person that wouldn't physically, sexually assault them, but would stand away and do something. Maybe I should call in and let them hear it from me. I keep seeing this. Well, that's what it sounds like to me, what he's saying. I keep seeing this, and although most people are appreciative of my information, there's some that have twisted it and don't seem like me and you. It upsets me because I'm truthful about the information, and I sure in the hell would not be on the telephone sharing false information to a mother who is 13 years old, whose mother's 13-year-old daughter was murdered. That would be sickening. Remember, and then I mean these are all different like paragraphs, things that I copied out. Remember I told you that detective told my let's see. I'm not going to say. Hold on. Okay, so a detective said at one point he would have been strong enough to drag Libby the distance she was dragged, and they know it's not the old man, and the killer is strong, so they don't think it's Ron Logan. See? So, but that's weird, because, you know, is that Richard Allen and Ron Logan was at the scene, right? I mean, also remember I said he was told that the profile might be someone who wouldn't physically sexually assault them, but do something standing away from them. Maybe that meant video or picture and not the other thing. Yeah, right. So maybe he killed him, stood at a distance, and took pictures and video. And then it says, remember, I always told you... Oh, I just read that part. Remember, I always tell everyone my information was from 2017. And do you know has technology advanced enough that a partial DNA that would have got over 300,000 hits had they ran it with the amount of the markers they had in 2017, now almost 6 years later, do you know if maybe technology advanced to be able to get a whole profile of the person? They also did retest evidence in 2018 but I don't know anything about 2017, but reason I'm asking is because they must have something very, very damning to charge him with both murders. Oh, this is more recently. And I'm racking my brain thinking maybe that partial DNA ended up actually being his. Can you find out? Yeah, anyways, that was pretty interesting. He also told me things like, like there was dirt and stuff on Libby's fingers. Let's see, what else was it? Oh yeah, there was touch DNA on the shoulder of a sweatshirt. That's all they could find. And it really... They were just shocked at how little sort of DNA type evidence was at the scene. There you go. And I think the 5 years kind of proves that that's accurate, right? If they really had DNA from the killer, there would have been an arrest in this case probably in 2020 or 2019. Yeah, somebody gifted that to you. What's going on, Patsy Cline? What are you giving up on, Patsy Cline? How do you just type in, I give up? I mean, that's the only thing you've typed in since you've been here. I give up. Everybody shows up. I give up, everybody. That's just, I give up. And tomorrow night, I'm going to have on Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick and Misty Gillis, I think, at the same time. So that should be pretty good. All right, should be good. I give up. What does that even mean? How come somebody would type that in the very first comment they made? Wow. All right, so anyways, the phone lines are open now. If you guys want to call in for a little bit, you know, we've got, I can do like 45 minutes or so. And there's the phone numbers. You can talk about either cases. I did talk to the crawl space today for a while. You know, so I mean, the Ron Logan document, when you combine it with the Richard Allen document, are, you know, it is pretty interesting. But we also got to remember that we have Keegan Klein, who said that he was there in a car waiting for somebody. So that part of the story fits in too. Right? Don't know. What? Oh, thanks, Christine Reed. She said, here's 20 for making me laugh. Well, thank you. Thank you. I do try to make people laugh from time to time. At your expense, of course. But hey, I also do self-deprecating humor on here, okay? So it's just whatever might be funny. Just don't take it too seriously. The next day, we're right back on to something else. Does anybody know what Patsy Cline was talking about up there when she said, I give up? What is she talking about? Was anybody around when she said something earlier? Let me see. Oh, there it is. Can you go back over your material on when Abby mentioned a gun? I just said it earlier. I just read it to you on the show. I give up. Jeez, that's ridiculous. I just went over that. It said that Abby said, is that a gun? Or, that's a gun. We read that earlier, just tonight even. Wow. That's wild. I guess I didn't answer in a timely manner for her. Wow. Just wow. Hey, thanks, Debbie. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Lillian's... let me see if I got any updates on that. I'll probably see what... nothing. Good. No bashing. Nothing. Let's see. Oh. She's watching your show and talking, and when she gets you laughing. Oh, there we go. We already read that part. Let's see. I don't know. Some idiot named Laura McFall or somebody sent me a message on Facebook and said, why did you delete a friend of mine just because she asked your experience in crimes? You're a real SS. You have no experience in crimes. Bogus. Yeah, well, here's the thing is I didn't remove you. Somebody else probably removed you from a Facebook group because what you're doing when you ask that is it's just a setup. And not only that, you know, when you say I don't have experience in crime, what does that actually mean? I have covered more cases than I would say almost any other YouTuber. I've covered thousands of cases, and I know, and just by doing that, I actually think that most of the freaks in here are very knowledgeable about crime. They have a feeling of how crimes go and work because we've gone over so many of them. But it's just so bizarre when people write stuff like this kind of stuff. Let's see, what's this one? Someone named Stu said, listen to you every night. Thanks, man. So a really positive one on the next one. Hey, see, got 2 messages on Facebook from random people, and that one was positive. Spirit box emoji. I think it means, I don't know what an SS is. I don't know. You were a real pound or no, an ass. I think it meant ass, like it says pound ass. You're a real ass. I don't know who you are, and I didn't remove anyone, idiot, is how I responded. It's about the only way to do it. All right, let's see. There is a call waiting. 843, you're on the air. Wild card line.
Hey, Greg.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, Greg.
Well, you got to turn down your audio in the background, of course.
I just did.
Okay, you just did.
Yes. I was asking you about that gun situation because you said you covered it a couple of months ago, but
no, I've covered the thing about the word gun years ago. Yeah.
Right. Whatever. How long was it? I wasn't.
I'd say I would say that I brought up that Abby said. That's a gun. He's got a gun. At least, I'd say 3 years ago at the very latest. Maybe 4.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I was wanting to know was, kind of like you may have some material on it that you presented on your show, and I wanted to see it. That's all. That's all I was asking about.
Who is this?
This is Patsy.
Oh, Patsy, the one that says, I give up. Well, no, I did show it on the show tonight. I actually read it out loud. That's what I'm wondering. Did you watch the whole show, or?
I watched everything from the very beginning.
Okay. Well, I mean, no, but I went over the stuff and I actually read it out loud. Where? Hold on one second.
And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's no big deal, but.
Well, no, but when somebody goes, I'm done, whatever, however you said it, it's okay. So here it says, Annie saw the rest of the video. There isn't much. We already knew that, though. They want him to think there is. That is Abby's shirt, the gray part in the picture. She looks up at Libby. So Abby looks up at Libby and says, he's right behind me, isn't he? And then they hurry. Then she hurries to the other end of the bridge, and I know for certain that she got behind Libby. The girls are discussing which way to go. Something about 2 ways. It's very hard to hear. Then Abby says, is that a gun? He's got a gun. There you go. All right. Do you feel good now? Okay. And then the officer told them that he says, Libby says, let's see. He says, hey, and then Libby goes, and which is really the guy's part. And then he says, down the hill, and the gun cocks. They had to tell her that's what it was. The gun sound was that little click. All right? That feel better now? Yeah.
Yeah. At least I know what you were talking about the gun. Because I didn't know if there was any proof, that somebody said something about a gun, but, and I thought you would have had it if anybody did, so, that's why I was
Well, I like you, Patsy, but, you got to admit, I don't see every single comment.
Oh, I know.
I see 40% of the comments, maybe.
Yeah, I had asked you 4 times on that, but that's okay.
Well, how come you asked me 4 times when I actually read it on the air? You should have heard it on there. You know what I mean?
Well, because I missed that part. I didn't miss that part. I was cooking or something. I didn't hear it.
Well, don't eat ever again. Listen, do not eat ever again when I'm doing my show, okay?
Don't.
I mean, when I'm doing my show, drop everything and stare at the screen. Okay. All right.
Okay. Are you going to talk about the Idaho thing?
I'm going to tell you this: if you're dying of hunger and my show starts, you got to go a little longer.
Well, yeah, I haven't eaten a bite. I haven't even eaten a bite tonight because of this show. You know, I'm actually hungry right now because of you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I'm doing. I mean, you can talk about whatever you want, but I do want to answer it. But stay on the phone. Let me answer. Fig solved. Ask a question. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I always feel weird when I bring up something and people go, "Who are those people? I've heard of them before." And I was talking about Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick and Misty Gillis, who we've had on the show. Colleen's probably been on here 8 or 9 times. Misty Gillis 4 or 5 times. They're forensic. You know, they have a company called Identifinders. Colleen Fitzpatrick does. Identifinders International. Identifinders International. And then we, as a channel, donate. I think we've donated over $45,000 in the last 2 years for a DNA fund through Intermountain Forensics, who we send a check to, because they when you send it by PayPal or whatever, or a credit card, they take 6% out. They're holding, the middleman. But when you send a check, it just goes straight to them, and there's no percentage taken out. So we've been able to, increase the money dramatically just doing that, because we give them so much. Like if you sent them $50,000, 10% is 5, so you're looking at close to $3,000 in just fees. So you can forget that. So anyways, that's what we're doing, and we've used it. The fund is really amazing because it goes towards solving Jane and John Doe cases and pays for places that don't have the funds for it. But Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick is basically the founder of forensic genetic genealogy. She used to do the Y DNA, that thing, and then she started Identifinders. Misty Gillis is basically a phenom as a genetic genealogist, and absolutely one of the best that there is out there. And they work together. And so they're going to be coming on and, discussing The Boy in the Box at greater length this time, because it'll be together. And then we can go over all the different cases that we have in the works and what might be happening in those. So there you go. All right, so what do you got?
I was going to ask you about the Idaho case a little bit, because I was listening to another channel, which I won't mention the name of because I don't even remember the name of it, but they had some kind of expert on there, detective or whatever, crime expert, and he was profiling the suspect or whatever, the potential suspect. And he said, well, it has to be a single white male. And I thought to myself, okay, Gray would tear that apart.
I might think that's what it is, too. I mean, I wouldn't say it has to be. But you can't profile somebody and say they've got to be white. I guarantee you the person's white. No, you can't do that. It could have been a Mexican, it could have been an Oriental person, it could have been anybody. Yeah. I mean, he was just off base. You got to say Asian, not Oriental. The word Oriental isn't used anymore. It's Asian.
Well, I'm just saying it could have been any other race besides a white person.
Right. Well, thing is, you know what? Here's the thing. There's just as many serial killers of all races, except, when I say just as many isn't the right term. It's the same rate. Like if you have 1 million... if there's 1 million white people and 10% are serial killers, that means there's 100,000 of them. If there is 100,000 black people, then that means there'd be 1,000, which is way less, but it's still, they're serial killers too. And it doesn't seem like there's quite as many Asian serial killers, I'll have to be honest with you, but I'm sure there are a few. I know that there was one in Japan for sure, that he actually got let out. He used to eat people. He was like Jeffrey Dahmer of Japan, but
Right.
yeah, they let him
Right.
out because you know how that works. He's not going to eat anymore. We've taught him to eat other things like hamburger and hot dogs. All right. So anyway, yeah,
Well, my
right, I know
point
what you're
was,
saying.
I mean,
he didn't have to say.
Yeah, he's supposed to be an expert, and him sitting there generalizing and saying, "Oh, he said I guarantee you, it's a single white male incel or something, you know." And I'm thinking, man, you know, if Gray could hear this, he would tear it wide apart, you know, like, you know, but you know, because he knows better, you know, than to do something like that.
Hey, thanks, Cairo, up there. Cairo said, "You're okay in my book, even though my book would probably be on a clearance shelf at a Dollar Tree." So what you're saying is, it's not worth the paper it's written on, your comment. Thanks a lot, man. All right, yeah, so the thing is, I know what you're saying. Well, the truth is because of the United States' demographics, it is more likely that it's a white male. You know, I mean, that's just sort of, but to say that it is that person, that's kind of lame, right?
I mean, even if he was thinking about the area that it was in, it could have been somebody transient that came in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, right at this point, it could be anybody. I mean, nobody seems to know. But, you know, if you're just going to, it seems like this person believes it's a serial killer when they start talking like that. Okay? It was like, but if this is just a college kid, then, you know, again, it's probably likely is going to be a Caucasian male person. Likely, you know, that's all you can say is it's likely. You can't say it is this, you know. And it's just because of the pure numbers, right? Like I was just saying a minute ago, 1 million versus 100,000. Well, if they're all, you know, that's how many serial killers you got, and there's 1 million and 100,000 serial killers, and you spun it in a barrel, you'd probably pull out the Caucasian one 1 million, you know, like you know, obviously 10 times more likely. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not really articulating what I'm trying to say very, you know, artsy. It's just I know what you're saying, but I don't know what I would. If I heard him, I might have some comments. But you know, when you watch these shows, it generally is what he's saying.
Right. But anyway, I was noticing some people on the chat while I was talking. They said if she'll sing a few lines, well, Gray, the fact is I am a singer, and if you ever want me to sing some Pat Decline for you one night, I'll be happy to do it. Because I'm known on the internet for doing that. But anyway.
Do you have a guitar right now? Just start busting out some.
I don't need a guitar. I do it a cappella.
Well, we'll do it. Give us a couple, you know, some lines. Let's hear it.
Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted.
That's pretty good. Okay.
And then someday you'd leave me for somebody new.
I'll never leave you, Patsy.
Worry, why could I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world did I do? Oh, crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving.
Wow.
You.
Yeah! If I had my little cheering sound again, I'd be playing it. I don't think you were off any notes whatsoever. Did you just sing her songs, or do you see anything?
I sing a lot of hers, but I sing other things too.
Yeah, can you sing like "Sound of Silence" by Simon and Garfunkel? Or you could do a request now.
That's not one of my favorites. But
how about "Yesterday" by the Beatles? Can you do that one?
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
That it? What about the "Why She Had to Go"? You know that part?
Why
yeah.
she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't
Oh, that's
say.
perfect. Oh, man.
I said something wrong, now I'm lost for yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Man, I'm glad I had you continue on, because the second half was, I mean, like, the first half was good, but the second half was awesome. Man, that was...
Now you know why they call me Patsy Cline.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to have to call in at Christmas time.
Okay.
You know, do some songs for us if you could. I mean...
Right, of course. All right.
Wow.
I'll let you go.
Well, that was awesome. Now I just kind of want to just shift the show over to, like, let's have Patsy Cline sing some songs. Yeah.
I didn't know if you would let me because it's a crime show.
No. My show is, it's crime, but, we kind of go off on tangents quite often here, to the dislike to a lot of people. But as you can see, there's, there's value to it. Like, everybody feels good now that they just listen to you sing.
Right.
So there you go.
All right. Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it for you. Okay. Take care. Keep it up. Love you. Bye.
All right. See you later. Bye. Man, that was so good. That's one of my favorite songs, too. So it was like, oh, yeah. I don't believe that person, Dave. I don't think that person heard any screams at all. I think they're just trying to be part of the story. No, I'm not crying, but man, that was pretty... You gotta admit, like, that was pretty good. What was the other one? Oh, yeah. So what we need is the Marilyn Monroe person to introduce Patsy Cline. Wouldn't that be great? Great. Let me just tell you. There's a wonderful woman coming on named Patsy Cline. Oh yeah, come on, you guys. You know that needs to be done. Yeah, thanks, Mom. 457 Rose. Yeah, where is Lynette when it's like, yeah. Well, thanks for sending. So basically, those last two are supporting my channel based on Patsy Cline. She helped out, allowing me to send more at the end of the month. Plus the, that was cool. I wonder what else she does. She probably knows a lot of Beatles songs, I would imagine. Oh, Gray. I do be nice to Putty Cat. Okay? I'm not a mean person. I just don't tolerate just a bunch of random crap in the true crime community, you know. And people go, you just don't like thoughts that aren't yours. No, I don't like thoughts that are not thought out and they're not reasoned. They're just blurting something out for the sake of blurting it out, and it's just not. It's not fun. So that's the reality. Oh, look at that. We got another call. 479. You're on.
Grant Hughes, it's Big Bird 420.
Are you gonna sing for us too, or?
I might. You gonna sing happy birthday to me, Mary Lou?
Why is it your birthday today?
Woo! Well, it was the 15th of November, Gray. I put on the chat, sing to me, Mary Lou. Hello, freaks. Thank you, freaks, for my membership. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Wait. What's your name again? I missed. I think I didn't.
It's Big Bird 420.
Big Bird 420. Yeah, I just didn't. 420. Okay, now we know what's going on here.
Yes, sir. All the way from Arkansas. Woo, Big Suey.
But I guarantee it, if you got the 420 at the end, you weren't hungry before you called in. I can tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Those are the two things in life. Sesame Street and 420 somewhere, sir.
Oh,
I'm excited.
You know what? I gotta admit, when I was in college, I did partake sometimes. And you know what you know what we'd always eat? We'd go over to 7-Eleven and get 3 hot dogs with nacho cheese, and just wolf those suckers down. Oh, those are so good! You just wolf those things down. Yeah, it was
dollar dogs. Heck yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? 7-Eleven does make good pizzas now, though. They have this little thing that cooks a pizza in a minute 40. It's crazy. Well,
wait, hold on. Best part of my day every night.
Well, thank you. Hey, Baz, have you ever tried the hot dog with nacho cheese? Anyway, he goes, stop. I just wonder if he ever had one of those hot dogs with nacho cheese. They're pretty good. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you saying that.
You ought to show everybody the picture of my coffee cup, the Chewbacca coffee cup. I sent you an email.
Oh, you did? Oh, let me see.
Yeah, I got a Chewbacca coffee cup. I sent you a picture of it in the email.
Chewbacca. When did you send it?
You should. I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh shit! I don't remember who that one is. God, man.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be.
Well, you know what's funny though? Let's do an imitation of it right now, because your voice does sound very similar. So hold on. I'm gonna do the. I'll make this door sound, and then right when you hear the door sound, you go. And then I'm gonna say Chewbacca, and then you say what you said. Okay. All right. So here we go.
All right.
Here comes the door's opening. Chewbacca.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be.
That was perfect. Well, first time out of the gate, you freaking nailed it, man. That was.
You should make Gray, make a coffee cup that says "You're the best part of my day every single night." Because you are, sir.
Well,
Libra love.
Oh, that's right. I am a Libra too.
No, you are. I'm not a Libra. I'm a Scorpio. I just got lots of love for Libras because you're fair.
Yeah.
You're fair and you're real.
Oh, thank you. But I gotta admit, you did really well on that imitation there. It was perfect. Everything was perfect. That was pretty good.
I had to call in. I got a membership tonight. Whoever gifted it, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, we got a lot of generous
I'm
freaks.
grateful for that.
I'm trying to figure out if I can gift, because I'll definitely start just gifting people sometimes. I don't know if I can on this. I don't know if I can as a channel. I don't know. I don't know where to do it. You just hit the super chat button and it says it, or.
I figured out how to get the gift. You tap on when somebody gives the gift. There's like a little present at the top of the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Tap on it and say that yes, you do give permission to receive gifts.
Oh, cool. Right. That's good.
And then next thing I know, I was green. I was like, hell yeah! I'm excited.
Cool. That's very cool. Awesome.
Anyway, I just wanted to call in. I was so excited. I just wanted to call in. I know it's small to some people, but it's the world to me. You are my addiction. I got to see my great. I watch repeats of you just to hear your voice.
Well,
I do.
Yeah, the 4-hour shows. Yeah, I mean, I know sometimes I'm getting a little, my mood isn't. So you guys get to see me every single day. So, maybe 4 days of the week I'm in a good mood, and the other 3 I'm not in a great. Maybe I'm in an average mood, and then one of the days I'm in a shitty mood. So. Just
you've made me a better person. I don't take no shit off of nobody.
Well, there you go. Boom. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Right.
Love it. Thank you for taking my call, Greg.
Well, thanks for
calling in. Thank you so much for all that you do. I appreciate it. And bye, freaks. Love all of y'all.
All right. See you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Wow, that was pretty cool. She just kicked that one out of the park, Big Bird. I mean, we had 2 amazing calls in a row. We had Patsy Cline and then Big Bird 420 with the perfect imitation of the Chewbacca. It was so perfect. She even did the grrr pretty good, whatever the hell that was. Well, too bad Cairo wasn't here to hear it. He probably would have went, oh my God, that was perfect. Oh, you're talking about the, let me go over the article again. Since we just went through the comparison. I did a whole show on the article earlier, but, let's see. Is that where it is? Now I'm going to have to go find it. Oh, there it is. So this is the actual article that came out earlier. It said, exclusive, murdered Delphi teens were intended victims of botched child sex kidnap plot. Cops believe, as investigators dig up dead cat to match hairs found on girls to alleged killer's pet. Dailymail has learned that shortly after his arrest, one of Alan's neighbors recalled seeing police digging in his yard. Now Dailymail.com has been told they were digging up the family's dead cat, whose hair proved a match for the sample found on the victims. Well, that would be incredible. Carroll County Prosecutor Nicholas McClellan has openly stated that he believes Alan is not the only actor involved in this. And while Alan has not been charged with kidnapping, prosecutors have alleged he attempted it. Now, sources close to the investigation, whatever the hell that means, have claimed that Alan was acting with at least 2 other men and was involved in a child sex ring, which, that part is something we discussed about the child pornography ring that was found on Kagan Klein's Dropbox account, that account led to this. So is it possible that Richard Allen was in that? That's actually something we've contemplated on here, because I think Kagan Klein is related to this case somehow. Now, sources close to the investigation have claimed that Allen was acting with at least 2 other men and was involved in the ring. Last month, DailyMail.com revealed pedophile Keegan Klein, 28, of Peru, Indiana, who is currently awaiting trial on a slew of child pornography charges, was cooperating with state police. Well, you revealed it not exclusively whatsoever, like fourth hand. And prosecutors in a bid to reduce his own charges. Yep, we've known that. We've all known that for a year. Sources told Dailymail the girls met Keegan Kline online and he arranged to meet them that day but didn't go. So that's something that I've said, that the only reason he didn't get to meet up with them, if he's not involved with Richard Allen, is the fact that Richard Allen killed them, because he called at 8 and then he told somebody else, oh, I was supposed to meet them that day. And they didn't show up. Well, thanks, Cindy Leon. Yeah. I guess I should smile more. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah. Police interrogating Kline told him they did not believe he committed the murders, but was protecting the identity of whoever did it. Yep. All right, let's see. During one of several police interviews reviewed by Daily Mail, Kline admitted to soliciting underage nude pictures by catfishing them. Yep. It was as shots that he communicated with German. So, and Libby actually really liked the person. Chillingly, Schatz was one of the last people to communicate with the girls. That was 8 in the morning. They took their fateful walk on the Delphi Mountain High Bridge Trail. Now the source has revealed that Kline has cut a deal with prosecutors. I mean, this is all stuff that we have speculated on with, you know, it feels certain that these things have happened. The search warrant on Allen's home and property were carried out based on Keegan's testimony, the source told DailyMail.com exclusively. Indiana State Police Carroll County spokesman Sergeant Jeremy Piers would neither confirm nor deny any of the details. He said law enforcement has not released any of those details or anything. You know what they say in these kind of articles? Can you call law enforcement and get them to tell you they can neither confirm nor deny? Because most people think that the non-denial is proof. So let's get that on record here. The source claims that Kline, from whose device police retrieved a slew of child pornography, knows Allen, and that the men met when both lived in Peru. Well, what they have wrong here is that they didn't both live in Peru, everybody. Richard Allen worked in Peru at one time, but he never lived there. It's another person with the same name, so they just didn't do their homework, and somebody else forgot to tell them, oh yeah, that was cleared up, never mind. The source also claims that both men knew Ron Logan, whom police first pegged as a suspect in the killings after the girls' bodies were found. An FBI search warrant served on Logan's home and property dated March 17, 2017, revealed that on February 14th, the day after the killings, Logan asked a relative to provide him with a false alibi. I guess that's true. He told a cousin to say that a friend had picked him up and taken him to a fish store between 2 and 2:30, and that he didn't return home until 5:30. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. That is, you got to admit, that is sort of interesting that he said that he picked me up at 2 and told him I got home at 5:30. Why didn't he just say that he was picked up when he was picked up and driven home, and that was his alibi? You know, like, why did he add the extra hours earlier that included the time that Richard Allen was on the bridge? See, my whole thing is all I've ever told people is that Ron Logan, this is what I've always said, Ron Logan, I can tell you for certain, is not the guy on the bridge. And then I say, is he part of some other thing? I don't know, but I don't think so. Okay, but I can't verify at all that he wasn't part of something else. And I've said that literally 100 times, and I don't know, you know, I don't believe that Ron Logan's part of it because they cleared him. I mean, they didn't find anything at his house that led to the girls at any time. The FBI search warrant served on Logan's home and property dated March 17th revealed that on February 4th, 2 to 5:30. But that is pretty weird that, like you're putting a 3.5-hour trip on there. The last time the girls were known to be alive was 2:13 p.m. That's right in between the 2 to 2:30, when German made a brief cell phone recording of a now infamous bridge guy approaching with the words, "Guys, down the hill." Logan's alibi was shown to be a lie, and text messages retrieved from the phone showed that he was out of his house and in the vicinity. See, that part's bogus, though. Like, yeah, he lives in the vicinity, though, right? The FBI document also noted Logan asked his relative to lie for him the following morning. So that's when he told him to lie, before the crime was even discovered. So let's see. He wakes up in the morning. Hey, can you tell them that I was there from... Well, here's one reason he might have said that. Well, let's see. I guess... because the 2:07 time was known immediately on that phone. So if he changed it because of that, would it be... Or did he just want... Yeah, so, I don't know. He might be just paranoid, too. Is Gray is getting... What do you mean Gray is getting throttled? What does that mean? What does that even mean? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're saying. Yeah, he was facing jail time, yeah. But I wonder why, that is a little bit weirder now when you put it together with the affidavit. I hadn't done it before the show, but it is a little stranger. Gotta be honest with you there. However, one of the things is this. If it was Ron Logan, right? If Ron Logan is the killer, or one of the other killers, and he was at the scene, he was supposed to do this, why did it need to be sealed? This guy's dead. He's not running anywhere, everybody. So that's another thing to look at. Why would they need to seal it? Because they're scared it might... Well, if it led to Ron Logan, so what? He's not going anywhere. But I got to be honest when I'm reviewing stuff. Like, okay, yeah, that is interesting that between 2 and 2:30, he says he got picked up and that he was gone all the way up until 5:30. Instead of just saying the actual time that he got a ride there, which puts him outside of the crime zone. It almost makes him... nobody would have cared if he was still at his home. It's like... So I don't even understand... The only reason he needs an alibi at all is to make it so that he isn't the one driving his vehicle, so he doesn't get put in prison for breaking parole. That's the only reason he needs an alibi. He could have just never said a word and it would have been okay. So isn't that weird? It's just him having an alibi is what caused him the problem. If they had looked at him and said, "Ooh, shit, man, you got the receipt. How did you get to the store? How did you get there?" And then he might have then had to lie and say, "Oh, somebody picked me up." But he preemptively came up with an alibi, and then that really hurts him there. Because he doesn't need to do that. He lives there. Well, there wasn't a shot, though, Carlos, so you're mistaken. Sorry about your confusion. The FBI document also noted Logan asked his relative to lie for him the following morning. Logan died at the age of 84 on January 24th. So how could he have been 77 when he committed it? And then, when you say he was at that time, and then, because that's only 5 years. I guess if you're right at the edges of both, I don't know. But I don't know. It must have only been 83 when he died, or he was 78. I don't know. But now sources have told Dailymail that Logan, who had a history of violence against women, so that's how they're able to tie him in, was involved. So who are these sources? You mean your PI friend and the guy that wrote the book? According to the source, investigators believe that the plan had been for Allen to kidnap the girls. So Richard Allen was supposed to kidnap the girls and then bring them to Logan's home, where he and allegedly Klein would rape them, meaning Allen and Klein. They said the girls were supposed to be kidnapped for the sex ring, but something went wrong, and he knifed and raped one and almost decapitated the other. See, these are terms used by people out there saying things, you know, and so that's why it's bothering me. The wording and the information they have seem right out of these guys' mouths, you know, these, you know, I'm not sure what you want to call them. Call them whatever the hell you want. Logan and Klein never met the girls. That's because Richard Allen... Oh, I see. So they're saying that Logan and Klein never met them. So they were just supposed to meet them, but it never happened. I mean, that's almost... You know, that part there is kind of... Like, okay, if he was part of the ring or something like that. I don't know if that's believable or not. Yeah, it just doesn't... the part that doesn't sound right is just... It sounds so similar to comments people have made on social media. Do you guys get that vibe too? It's very similar. Yeah. Alright, well that's basically the gist of it there. Yeah. But what I will say, the part that is interesting is that between 2 and 2:30 is when he came up with an alibi that wasn't even needed, and then he extended it all the way out until the time he got to the fish store. You know, that's a little odd, you know. Like, you didn't need to add that time in. You could have just said, I went to the fish store from 4:40 to 5:30. Instead, you put in the time right when, you know, right at the moment that Richard Allen abducts the girls on the bridge. Okay, so you do have that. You can't get away from the fact that he said that. I understand the reason for the alibi, but what I don't understand is why he needed to include that earlier time frame. Do you get what I'm saying there? So I get needing the alibi because he's not supposed to drive. But what was the reason to extend it out from 2 o'clock all the way to 5:30? Can you come up with a good explanation for that? That actually makes sense, just not talking out of your butt? No, they already know the time he was at the fish store. He was out there at 5:30. You think he was at the fish store for 3.5 hours? I don't think so. Yeah. So that part I can't explain. Okay? I can say that law enforcement looked into him, took his vehicle, looked in his house, but if the girls never made it to his home, what forensic evidence would they have ever got? So what this article is really claiming is that Ron Logan was supposed to be part of something, and that's why they were lured to the property, but he had no involvement with the actual death, and they never made it to his property, nor did Richard Allen, and therefore he was forensically sound, other than maybe some digital traces out there, but they didn't find any of that either, right? Not that we're aware of. Yeah, so anyways, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't buy the story. That's it. I bet I just told you the parts that I think are interesting. Now that we have I hadn't really done the comparison. I was kind of wondering how I was going to think, where you have the two documents open at the same time, looking at them and the time, and you know, 2:13. He's saying, "Girl, you know, down the hill," and 2 o'clock is when he's standing at the other end of the bridge when the girls got there, and at 2:30 they're already at the crime scene. That doesn't make any sense, Chill Chaser, but yeah. All right, Thanks, everybody. I think that's going to do it for the show tonight. We've got, well, unless there's somebody on hold. Nope, nobody on hold. Okay. I think I'm going to save the recording and see if I can get that sound. I'm going to get the yesterday recording off of there. Yeah, well, that's what we said, Zozo. Yeah, doesn't seem like he's involved, but I just explained that, and you can't explain why the 2 o'clock to 5:30 element is interesting. Like, why did he make these alibi that from 2 to 2:30 he was picked up all the way to 5:30 when there's no reason to do that? All he needed was an alibi for his ride because he wasn't supposed to be driving. Instead, he includes this other 2.5 hours of time for no reason at all. You must have missed that part. Yeah, it was an unspent bullet, so there wouldn't have been a gunshot sound, Carlo. Yeah. Alright, so thank you at the beginning of the show to Tosh with the cat eye. Let me do I gotta play this other music. There we go. Thank you, Tosh, for the cat eye. Cheryl Bullock, Cheshire Cat, I mean. Shanna 360, been here 7 months. Scarlett 2 months. Tanya M, dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. Soybean, Caligal 3, Trish Atwell, Carolina T, Bridget Bowman, Ivan Victor, Zach Thornhill, True Crime Nut, Billy Juliana, Shanna 360 gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Brianna 25. Brian 20. Vasserini, Michelle Guros, Bucolic Buffalo, May Lixala, Kathy Freidenmaker, Gwendolyn B. New member, Beams 20. One Sly Angel, Barbara Mooney, Colleen Daily Page, Kit Kat, LMM, Jody H, Christy Quasi, Twice, 8675309. Don't even know what that means. I gotta make that mug. Lisa Murphy, psychologist with no degree. That's another name, not Lisa Murphy. Zach Thornhill, WNC Granny, Calamity J, Lady Beekeeper, Kim F. Sharp Hart, Zach Thornhill, County Butterfly, the Audra O, 8675309, Britt Mitchell, Kit Kat, Support with Steffa, Tina Susser, gave out 5 gifts. Common Sense Not Common, new member. Linda Howell, as in Linda Molded Howe, the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Jessica Schubach, Golden Fire, 8675309, No Bed, Restitution for Mark. Lady Beekeeper, long time listener, followed since the case with you for years, decided time to support. Well, thank you so much. Restitution Fund by Jilly Bear, 8675309. How are you getting out of jail? You're not. Mark Rogers, I like you in there for commissary. Marty McFly, Julie S, who said, Dale, you're okay in my book, Greg. Even though I misread your comment. Kimberly Ann, Mrs. Matt Murphy, Annie T, Jill Bear, 5 gifts. Una, as in Una Paloma Blanca. Debbie L, Miranda Lee, Cairo, who said, you're okay in my book, even though my book would probably be on a clearance shelf at a Dollar Tree. Mama 457 Rose, SV Kathy, all about the shade. I appreciate your dedication to this. Peace Queso. Nicole Rico, Melissa Ridner, Cindy Leon, Pamela Poole, Bell S. And Rebecca M's been here for 13 months. Then we had Christine Reed on Venmo, actually. Wow, a Venmo. Can you believe it, everybody? A freaking Venmo. Gotta put you into the spin here. Alright, and then Cash App from Teresa Townsend. And then I think, yeah, and then on PayPal we had Peggy Johnson. Put that in there. And then this account. And then we have some named Amita. She said, Happy New Year. I mean, just incredibly generous. Thank you very much. I'll put her in there for some spins. Just a certain number of them, see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Then also, Jan H. Thank you very much. Then, free funds for a troll. 2 hours. Thanks, Ryan. That was pretty fun. He said a preemptive troll. What do you mean I'm freezing? Am I freezing to all you guys too? Or is it just you? Because it looks like I don't have any issues over here. And then we also have B Mountains. Thank you, B Mountains. There you go. I think I got everybody. Wait, hold on a second. I gotta do something. Wait, no. Continue. So what does this say? Let's just take a look at it. Slain Idaho student bashes coroner for dishing private details. The lawyer for family of Kaylee Gonzalez, one of 4 University of Idaho students slain in bed last month, has come out firing against a coroner who examined the group's body, claiming she said too much. Well, maybe because the father was asking questions. She said too much to the wrong people. I could go on for days about the coroner, Shannon Gray told Fox News. Kathy Mabbitt made some personal phone calls to some of the family and released a lot of information that investigators didn't know about. Family members also skewered Mabbitt, claiming she tried to do cops' job for them while releasing too much to the public. Stephen Gonzalez, Kaylee's dad, said Mabbitt embellished a bunch of stuff, like her own hypothesis of what happened and her theory of things. He also accused Mabbitt of releasing an inappropriate amount of information to him. So wow, they're just throwing her under the bus. You guys are the ones that... That's funny. You just have to hit the refresh button. You know what it might have been was... let's see. Anyways, Mabbitt, it might have been that I was saving the audio. Maybe that took up some of my power or something. with, let's see. Like the specific injuries of other slain students, Ethan Chapin, Maddie Mogan, and Zainer Canado, that the coroner had withheld from police initially. Kathy Mavic made some personal phone calls to some of the family and released a lot of information that investigators didn't know about, the father told Fox News. The family's comments reportedly came after a meeting with police to mend a relationship that was growing increasingly strained, with Gonzalez calling cops cowards earlier this week. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'll add this link to the bottom. This is I guess it's that wasn't the one. The Daily Beast is where it was. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Wow, that case is, man. You got a complicated case with complicated interpersonal communications. It's just really, really weird. Yeah. All right, so we're going to do a spin now. Okay. Alright, trying to get the wheels set up here. Alright, here we go. So here comes the wheel, everybody. This is going to be for the... We'll do the everything tumbler again. And a free card mug with a sketch. Okay, here we go. So we'll do 2 this time. This one is for the... Everything tumbler. You guys ready? Here we go. Good luck, Zozo. I hope you win. Oh my God. Cairo. Yes. Cairo has won the Everything tumbler. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So this is for the... It's not rigged. Come on, what are you talking about? He's never even won before. So, okay, if it's rigged, Shanna, and you win, does that mean... Now, let's see, I'll put your name in there a couple more times. And if it still doesn't win, you blew it, man. And if you win, you don't get to have the prize because you said it was rigged. Alright? So here we go. So this is for the free card mug with a sketch. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh God. See that blue one right above it right there? That was her. It literally... It was like an atom. I mean, it almost looks like it's on that one. You see that? Look at that. See the blue one right there? That's actually her. The Shannon 360. Oh, man. That would have been absolutely hilarious. It came an atom from landing on your name. Holy crap, man. Anyways, Carolina T wins that one. But Carolina T, let me know what mugs you have and we can just get you a different one. All right? Awesome. Oh, that was absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe that. It was just unreal. yes, you guys. So thank you all for being here tonight. Appreciate it. I gotta go get some shit done. So I really appreciate all the support. And thanks for all the people who bought other people's channel members. Very kind thing to do. I think I'll start trying to do that a little bit. Maybe coming up here maybe once a week or something. I do a bunch of them or something. You know, who knows? You know, maybe some people will stay around. You just never know. Okay, so we'll see you guys tomorrow, obviously. And tomorrow we're doing another So Mean Allegedly show. That one will be on Delphi. And then I'm also getting my TV hooked up here. This is what sucks. I bought a new television. We needed a new one anyways because it was 12 years old. 48-inch, 12-year-old TV, 47-inch. Weighed about 1,000 pounds. But the reason it wasn't working was because the box wasn't working. The cable box. I almost feel like they should pay me money for buying a new TV. I mean, who would think that would ever, you know, like, oh, the cable box broke. Really? Anyways, I hope you guys liked the show. I know it was kind of in different directions and stuff, but I don't know. I sort of like the show the way it is, kind of a variety, a little bit going here and there, going to different, you know, like talking about cases, and then sometimes it's just something else for a few minutes, you know? Yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Oh, and also, Patsy Cline, thanks for the awesome songs. Good stuff, good stuff. All right. Anyway, see you guys later. All right. Where the hell is it? 5 and a 4 and a 3 and a 2 and a... Yeah, I've been doing this true crime
5 and a 4 and a 3 and a 2?
And during this whole time, I
Come
have
on,
not
man.
seen one
What's wrong
person
with you?
that is a crime dissector.
Projector,
I'm a certified human lie
detector,
gonna get you on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector.
crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all,
Just remember I've a temple fucking check-cha. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender,
and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender.
and in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Good night, everybody.
All right, everybody. Hey, Mary Lou, you just interrupted the last few words in the rap itself. We weren't going, boy, we sure can't wait for Mary Lou to interject.
Gosh, Gray, you're so mean to me. I try to say things and you just, you know, you're not very nice. Okay, let's just be honest.
Bull crap, Mary Lou. You interrupted the song. People they want to hear the rap, okay?
Okay, everybody. Gee.
Oh, you snuck it in anyways.
I sure did, Gray. Good night, everybody.
There she goes, man. That's Mary Lou. That's Mary Lou for you. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Be safe out there.
It's the house.